What is up, grandstand betters? It is Friday Night Baseball. We are here. We are live. Cleveland Guardians, Texas Rangers. After the All-Star break, looking forward to it. The Cleveland Guardians are in first place. Can you believe it? First place headed into the All-Star break. We have not had that feeling in a long time. Usually we're a little behind first. For the most part over the last decade and a half. But welcome on in, friends. We're getting ready to see if the Guardians can't take care of the Texas Rangers tonight and maybe get a little bit of some breathing room here on the Minnesota Twins. So, good game out in Texas tonight. 3-game series with the Rangers. We have then coming up the Pirates for 3 in Pittsburgh. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. So, a lot of good stuff, a lot of baseball tonight. Coming out of the All-Star break. A lot of games underway already. We'll keep you updated on all the scores. But it's Guardians baseball, and that's what we're here for. So, let's dive into some starting pitching tonight with the Cleveland Guardians taking on I believe it is, isn't it Jon Gray? I think Jon Gray's on the mound tonight for the Rangers, and he is 3.29 ERA on the season. He has a 6-5 record, 1.14 WHIP. Honestly, this guy has been, pretty decent for the most part over the season. He had kind of some hiccups, but only really against great offensive teams. His last couple outings, he gave up 3 earned runs in Fenway to the Red Sox. Not a great offensive team, but they got some hitters there. But his other 2 in June that were pretty bad, he only went 6 innings, giving up 7 hits, 5 runs to the Houston Astros. And he also gave up, 6 earned runs in just 2 1/3 inning versus the Toronto Blue Jays. So he has had his ups and downs. It's been more downs recently, surprisingly for Mr. Gray. But still, he has put Texas in a position there to be in first place in the AL West. So, if you're coming on in, guys, smash that like button. Good to see you here on Friday. Let's talk about the Cleveland Guardians pitcher, and in my opinion, it's been the only guy who I really think we can trust game in and game out on this team. And I know a lot of you would say, well, what about Bieber? To be honest, I really don't trust Bieber this year. His velocity's down as a fastball. He's given up quite a bit of runs here in his past few starts. But this man, Aaron Civale, I believe, is the man that is going to lead us to the playoffs at the top of the rotation. And on the season, I know his win-loss isn't great. It's 3-2. But he has a WHIP of 1.06, which tells me this guy just needs some more run support. So hopefully we can get some from him. I mean, having a 3-2 record with a 2.56 ERA is a little ludicrous in my opinion. But that just tells you how bad the offense has been for the Cleveland Guardians this season. So, let's dive into his recent outings. He had a great game in his last start right before the break. Now, granted, it was against the Kansas City Royals. He went 7 innings, 2 hits, and no earned runs. I think that was the one I did live last Friday night, if I'm not mistaken. It was on July 7th. That one was like a 2-hour, just absolute gem by Cleveland, and quite honestly, Kansas City pitched well in that game too. But Civale's coming off his highest strikeout performance of the year at 9, and he was wheeling and dealing last time out. Hopefully we can get the same. In his last 2 starts, he's gone 13 innings, 5 hits, and only 1 earned run. So he's looked really good here in the month of June, and hopefully that can continue with the Texas Rangers. Looking for a good night of baseball. Around like 6 o'clock, I was looking at weather.com because I was like, you know what? I wonder if there's a chance with those summer storms out there in Texas. But then I realized that, this new ballpark has a retractable dome, so it doesn't matter. So Globe Life or Globe Park, whatever it is out there in Arlington, doesn't really matter. So come on in, guys. Smash that like button. I'll keep you updated on all the scores while we're getting ready here for first pitch. Why don't we run down some early games? And San Diego's just putting a hurt on the Phillies right now. 6-1. They got bases loaded, top 7 with 2 outs there. San Francisco Pitt, 0s through 4. Baltimore, Miami just getting underway. Arizona, Toronto facing each other. We got Toronto 2-0, end of 3 there. Dodgers, Mets, that was my free play. Over 8.5 runs. It zeros through 3, and quite honestly, I kind of saw that coming after the first hitter for the Mets allegedly hit a home run, and then it was taken away, and then and it was just given a double, and the guy doesn't score. So, I mean, that's anytime that happens, it's just you know it's going to be one of those nights. I believe Matt Olson hit a grand slam in the bottom of the first for the Braves, and that is what has put them up 4-0 over the White Sox. Quite honestly, for the second half of the season, I'm not going to look too much or keep too big of an eye on the White Sox, the Royals, and the Tigers, because it's just a 2-horse race here in the AL Central with the Twins and the Cleveland Guardians. And speaking of the Twins, they will be on the late night out in Oakland. So, looks like Bieber's not going to make his scheduled start on Monday at Pittsburgh. A little injury report there with his right forearm. Again, 5-6 on the year, 3.77 ERA. His fastball and his velocity is all down. So I don't hate that. Also, it's interesting. I wonder if they're actually just keeping him out so he doesn't actually get more injured because they plan on trading him. We'll talk trades. We'll talk deadline. We'll talk see if the Guardians can make something special happen here in the second half of the season. I got about 15, 20 more live streams I'm doing the rest of the season, and hopefully we get into the playoffs. But we are moments away from first pitch out in Arlington, Texas. And the Cleveland Guardians are going to start with Steven Kwan, who was my streak pick of the day to go over 1.5 total bases. We'll see if he can't get something going. It's Friday Night Baseball here, Guardians, Rangers, and we're just about to get underway. Welcome in, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. Glad y'all could be here on this Friday night. What is going on here? They finally take the field. Why are you having an 8:05 start time if you're not going to take the field till 8:07, Texas? I mean, come on. Already pissing me off tonight. If you're coming in, guys, I'd love to hit 20 likes tonight. 30 would be great, but let's go for 20 tonight. Smash that like button for me. Welcome in. Say hello in the chat. Tell me you're here. Let me know what you think about the second half of the season. I'll tell you right now, Texas is wearing a god-awful uniform tonight. I don't know if it's their city logo or what, but it is just, it's a piece of crap. Jon Gray on the mound, as I mentioned, 16 starts, 6-5 on the season. He does walk quite a bit of people, quite honestly. 1 every 3 innings. That's not great. 75 strikeouts and opponents hitting 230 off of him. But his last 4 starts, as I mentioned, shaky 0-3, 6.98 ERA. And one of the things I mentioned today about Steven Kwan is this guy's got to get back to basics. Steven Kwan needs to get in here, and he needs to become that leadoff hitter that he has been in the past and just take some pitches. I think he's become a little too trigger happy at the top of the lineup, and hopefully he can, just relax a little bit here in the second half of the season. 263, you'd think that might be, in the middle of our lineup, but it's actually near the top. Ahmed Rosario's above him. Jose Ramirez is above him. Josh Naylor's above him. For everyday hitters, that's the only 3 above Steven Kwan. Rangers defense in the outfield, Janikowski, Tavares, Garcia around from left to right. And in the infield, around the horn, we have... there we go. Jung, Seager, Simeon, Lowe, and I believe it's Heim. Who cares? Because he's not on my team. All right, so here we go. About 5 minutes late, but here we go. First pitch underway, and that's right down the middle for a strike to Kwan. Globe Life Field, that's what it's called. Globe Life. I thought it was Park, but I guess it's Globe Life Field. So Kwan, he's got 2 home runs on the season. Wouldn't mind if he gets another one, and he's gonna. He didn't take the patience to heart like I wanted him to, and he swings at the second pitch, and that's a ground out to third base. He was pointing at the first baseman like he didn't have the ball. I don't know what he's pointing at, but yeah, 1 out on 2 pitches. And Kwani's got to become a little bit more patient. We are not going to have a good offensive team if this guy can't get on base. So Ahmed Rosario, who honestly I keep hearing from people that we need to trade this guy, I think we keep him on the team if you're going for a playoff spot. First pitch to him, in there for a strike on the lower part of the corner. What's up, Chris? How you doing, man? It has been a minute. Good to see you. Friend of the channel. How you doing, buddy? Welcome in. Second pitch on the 0-1 is down low, and it's 1-1. Tito trying to take this Guardians team to back-to-back playoff appearances after the disappointing exit against the Yankees last year in the ALDS. Rosario grounds one to first, flipped over to Gray, and that is out number 2. So, a couple of quick ground ball outs. And the Guardians are going to have Jose Ramirez up here, who was an All-Star, and I'll get to the snub who's coming up next if Ramirez can get on, or I'll wait till we get into the second inning to talk about Naylor. But I do think Ramirez might have been worthy. Don't understand how Josh Naylor wasn't. Billy Joe, man, it is so glad. So glad, man. I mean, who would have known, like, 45 and 45 would have been in first place on July 14th. It's nuts to me that that's what it is. And welcome in, Billy Joe. I hope you had a great week. It's a nice break. It's a grind. The summer months are a grind with baseball right now. 2-0 pitch coming to Ramirez. Great. Sets and delivers. That is fouled out of play. 2-1. Yeah, but it is a grind, guys. It's an absolute grind when it comes to baseball during the summer. And in fact, so much so that it's almost depressing, if you will, when it comes to the baseball. I don't know. Luckily, 2-3 more weeks, you get a little bit of Hall of Fame action. I think, honestly, and the NFL put the Hall of Fame game in just so, there was a break in the baseball season. I really do. So, 2-2 count here to Ramirez. And that is going to be down low, 3-2. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. So, 3-2 pitch coming up to Ramirez. Let's get a runner on board for Mr. Naylor. The All-Star snub. For sure the All-Star snub. That is fouled off. We'll do it again at 3-2. And at least Ramirez is working the count a little here. I think only 4 or 5 pitches was thrown through the first 2 batters of the game. And he's seen 6 in just this at-bat. Yeah, Naylor really got screwed. And I was going to wait till he comes up to talk about him. So we'll see. We'll see if Ramirez gets on here, and he's not going to. That's going to be a shallow fly ball to second, and that'll retire the side. So we'll talk about Naylor when he comes up there in the bottom of the top of the second inning. But we go bottom 1, and a decent job opening up the game for Mr. Gray. Civale taking the field for the Guardians, and we will see what he can do after he is only allowed 1 run in his last 13 innings pitched. So, good stuff here. Friday night baseball, always fun to hang out with you guys on Friday night. I'll tell you my schedule here moving forward. I got a couple of great weekday games that I'm going to do next week. I will be here live for the Guardians on the 17th and the 18th. That is Monday and Tuesday night against the Pirates. I'll do both of those games on Monday and Tuesday night. That's a 7:05 start. And then, also next week, I will be doing the Women's World Cup opener, the USA versus Vietnam. The USA opener, not the World Cup opener, but the USA opener. So I'll be doing that on the 21st. I believe it's at 9 p.m. Eastern. So it's a week from today. Women's World Cup starting. I'll get that going. A lot of stuff coming up for Grandstand Bettors. We got NFL getting started. The NFL contest is actually live. I might actually drop that link in tonight. I'm not officially releasing that till August 1st, but maybe I'll put it on the live stream. Chris, I don't know, man, because they honestly this is what I hate about professional, trainers or the organizations themselves. And the NBA does this worse than the major leagues. So I'll tell you this. I think it's been lingering, but I think they've been quiet about it, and then now they're finally... I think they're actually using it maybe as a situation so that he doesn't have to pitch and give up even more runs, because the more this guy gets shelled as we get to the trade deadline, nobody's going to want him. So I just think they might be using that as an excuse not to start him. So, but like the NBA does this, and it pisses me off. Or players, or I don't know whose call it is Civale starts off the game with a first pitch strike. But like honestly, like I hate when LeBron James, and I'm going to use him just because I hate him more than anybody else. But that is outside 1-1. Honestly, when LeBron James when he loses a series, and then at the press conference he's like, "I've been dealing with rib injury and blah blah blah." Dude, shut up, man. Just say that when you have the injury. I hate how people use injuries as excuses. I just hate it. Well, Chris, I would agree. But again, baseball's a sport. I get in basketball or football why somebody might not say their injury, because, the opposition could use that to their advantage because it's a more physical sport. As there's a deep fly ball to left, but not deep enough, and Kwan's going to get that for the first out. Civale with a nice fly out there. Civale is a fly out pitcher. We saw that last Friday, and he'll give up some fly outs, but usually, hopefully, cross your fingers, they don't leave the ballpark. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button. But the thing about, baseball is, if Bieber is dealing with an issue, you can say that out loud. It's not like he's going to go post up, and have to deal with somebody like the NBA, or he's going to, run a football or try to catch a pass where somebody can target that area of his body. I just don't understand why they don't make that a little bit more vocal. So, I don't know. That's my rant on injuries in the MLB. It's 0-2 now to Seager. 353 on the season for Corey Seager. 12 home runs, 52 RBIs, and a .413 on base percentage. This guy is fantastic. That's down low. 1-2. Civale's fallen off the mound quite a bit to his left today. I really hope that's not a sign of something that's going to happen down the road here in this game. He's really fallen off about 1.5 feet to the left. Outside, 2-2. Oh, Al, don't even get me started about basketball, man. And good to see Al. Hope you had a good week, man. Hope you had a great week. Listen, now it's 3-2. So, again, like every pitcher here for the Guardians, Civale goes 0-2 to a hitter and comes back with 3 straight balls. 1 out, nobody on, bottom first, zeros on the board. Civale on a 3-2 pitch to Seager. That is swung on and fouled. We'll do it again. Yeah, the thing about basketball, the monitoring the time. I was talking to somebody today about, all week I've been arguing about how LeBron James is not better than Michael Jordan. And you know what? I didn't even use that point. Players today don't even play all the minutes or all the games. These guys take breaks when they want to. It's just, whatever. Don't even get me started on the NBA. Al, I'm not a big NBA guy. Chris, I agree with that statement, as the 3-2 pitch from Civale is up, and that is fouled off again. We'll do it for a third time. What's up, Nave? Hey, man, friend of the channel, welcome in. How was your vacation? I think you went on vacation, if I'm not mistaken. Hope you had a good time. But Chris, back to your point, I agree with your statement wholeheartedly, but my question is, if you're going to trade him, does it matter? And Civale loses Seager and walks the guy after being 0-2. So, Rangers have a runner on first. Let's go. Al, man, I don't want any of that optimism. I kid. I'm more optimistic about the Irish. I really like Sam Hartman, and I really think they're going to open up the playbook with him. First pitch here to the 3-hole hitter Lowe, who's batting .270s down low. Runner on first after Civale just walked Corey Seager. Low, 9 home runs, 45 ribbies in the first half of the season, or, I mean, I guess 90 games is a little more than halfway there, but, yeah. Dave, man, glad your vacation was nice. What would they get in a trade? Well, Chris, I've been asking that question for weeks, and I think you're just not going to get what you should with this guy. I mean, he hasn't been good. He's been getting hit quite a bit. You know, if you traded him, 18 months ago, I think you could have got back something special, but I think all you're going to end up getting is maybe a draft prospect or a old-time veteran. There's a liner to first. Naylor's not going to have a play because Civale couldn't get over there, and he stopped running, and it's going to be first and second now. God. It's going to be first and second with one out here in the bottom of the first. A line drive shot off Naylor's wrist. He can't glove it. It would have been an easy double play, and instead, it's going to be an infield single. Gosh, come on, Naylor. You got to make that play, man. Nate, we're talking about Bieber, man. We're talking about Bieber. What do you think for Bieber? I think you're only getting draft picks back. Only getting not draft picks, draft prospects. And maybe like, you know, a 38-year-old player. Somebody like I hate to use Zunino as an example, but a guy like Zunino. That's who, if you're going to get some prospects, and the only player I think you're going to get back is going to be a Zunino-type player. 0-1 here to Garcia. 2 on, 1 out, bottom 1, and that is, for some reason, off the inside of the plate, and it's 1-1. I'm a big Sam Hartman fan. I've been following him too. I'm a huge ACC guy because for the most part, well, I mean mainly because my wife went to Miami, so I just end up following all of them, Miami games, Duke. My brother-in-law went to Duke, so I casually follow that stuff. So yeah, I've been watching the ACC a lot. Well, and the fact that we play those guys, usually 5-6 times in a season. So I think he's good. He's been on teams where he hasn't had a defense, and that's kind of hurt him. 1-2 pitch, that's in the dirt now. It's 2-2 to Garcia. So yeah, I'm excited. I think it really opens up our offense. Nave, I mean, that is a question. What's our pitching rotation going to look like, especially if Bieber goes? Who's going to come in? Quantrell hasn't looked like he can do anything. There is a strikeout by Civale, first of the night, and a big one to get a second out here with 2 on in the bottom of the first. Let's go. Al, if you think we're going to get more, but I mean, that's fine, but I think it's going to be more in prospects. I just don't see us getting more of like a player that we are going to utilize today. I don't know. I'd be ecstatic about it if we did. There is a fly ball to right. It's going to be run down by Brennan, and he runs into the wall. Jesus, he took a hard slide in an awkward position, but Civale gets out of the inning. He walks the guy after going 0-2. He gives up a line drive infield hit to first base, but it doesn't matter because we go to the top of the second. Zeros on the board, and why am I so excited that he got out of that? Well, probably because I haven't mentioned yet that this was my Patreon pick of the night. Why do I take the Cleveland Guardians? I don't know, but I take them all the time, and for some reason, and I do think they'll win tonight's game. Nate, do I think we make the ALDS? Man, hey, baby steps. Baby steps. I really do think that we need to at least just, I don't know, maybe try to get 3 games ahead in first before we start talking playoffs. But I'll just be happy with playoffs. Just be happy with playoffs for sure. Plezak? Yeah, I thought he got, I mean, I know we put him down in the minors. Did we trade him, Chris? Is that true? I didn't know that. Let me take a look at let's say Plezak. Let me take a look at it. I think he's still with us. Let's take a look. Plezak. Where's his stats? Yeah, I think he's just in AAA. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know, but I do think Plezak's just in AAA. Is he? Oh my! Well, I thought he was in AAA, but I did not look at his ERA. Al, are you serious, man? Wow, really? God, what happened to that guy? A 7? Whew. I mean, he was getting hit pretty hard up here in the majors, so I'm not really surprised, but that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, let's talk Josh Naylor. I did promise I do want to go on a little rant about him as he's first up here in the top of the second, and hopefully he gives me time. I know he will, because his helmet always falls off when he swings. Listen, this guy not being an all-star, like, what the actual F? Like, seriously, 305, 11 home runs, 4th in the AL with 64 RBIs. I mean, this is the biggest snub I've ever seen in the history, and there's a line drive to second base. Can somebody who is smarter than me, which is really all of you, please tell me why Josh Naylor was not in the All-Star game. Line drive to second base there for the first out, though, but I won't go on a rant all night about it when he comes up, but I just can't believe he didn't make it. Al, do you remember the guy, was it Rick Ankiel for the Cardinals when he had that breakdown? I mean, I think his was a little, worse. Al, I agree. The fans should never vote, but I thought there were still selections done by the managers. I thought there were still, like, some selections that were done, and the fact that the manager didn't take it, I think, is ridiculous. Or whoever does make the decisions. Jimenez flies out to left field, and there's quickly 2 outs here in the top of the second. Josh Bell coming up. Interesting. I really didn't go over lineups, and I did think this was interesting. They did put Jimenez in the 5 hole, maybe to get him going. I did like Bell in the 4, but although that's Naylor's spot now. It's just not going away. I'm going to just have to suck that up and get used to that. But I did actually like Bell more in the 5 hole. Maybe Tito likes Jimenez here in the 5 tonight to get him going. I'm not sure what his thought process there is. I guess, Dave, that could be it. He did, but as Bell goes the other way, and that is going to be... Oh, it's going to bounce. I think it hit the turf, and it's going to be a single, but a great play. A diving short hop there in left field, and that is going to put Bell on first base here with 2 outs. So Bell goes the other way. A great dive, and it just short hops. Yeah, so a nice single there by Bell to carry on here and get Brennan to the plate, who's the only other 300 hitter in this lineup, although that's a little skewed because he hasn't had the same number of plate appearances. He did try it. Al, that's right. Rick Ankiel did try to become an outfielder. But he could not hit. That was almost the greatest comeback story like that you could have written. If he would have become a great outfielder and hitter, I honestly think they would have made a movie about him. But now, all you really do remember about the guy is he would throw it to the screen on every pitch. I guess golfers would call that a little bit of the yips, right? Or something like that? Or maybe baseball players call it the yips. What do golfers call it? Like a chili dipper, I guess. I don't know. Whatever, tin cup. Maybe tin cup called it the yips. I can't remember. No, Nave, those are not the regular Rangers uniforms. I think they're horrible. What do you think about them? 0-2, strikeout by Brennan. That'll end the top of the second. Not much going on here for the Guardians. We go bottom 2. Zeros on the board. Civale coming back out to pitch to the middle to bottom half of the order for the Rangers. You like them? I hate them, Nave. They look so stupid. You know what they look? Actually, I thought it was the White Sox from, the Field of Dream days. That's what they looked like coming out. I'm not a big fan. But hey, to each their own. Let's get updates around the league. San Diego 6-1 over the Phillies. That is through 8.5 innings. San Francisco 2-2 with Pittsburgh. End of 5 there. Baltimore zeros on the board. with Miami. Toronto 2-1 over Arizona. That's top 5. Dodgers, Mets, 0s on the board, top 5. Cincinnati, Milwaukee, 0s on the board, bottom 5. Atlanta 4-0 over the White Sox, bottom 4. Boston 2-0 over the Cubs, middle of the second. And the only other game with a run is the Cardinals 1-0 over Washington, and that one has just started in the bottom of the first inning. Chuck Knobloch, yeah, he couldn't make that throw. That's right. Yeah, from second base. Wouldn't it have been funny if the reason for the Nets was because of Chuck, like if back then they were decided, okay, you know what, Chuck Knobloch is throwing the ball way too much into the stands. We need to put a net up there. Yeah, that was pretty funny. It's just kind of crazy how that gets, I mean, and then you think about it and you can't, you keep doing it. I mean, it happens to everybody in everyday life. It's just, unfortunately for these guys, it's put on, it's put on for TV for millions to see. Yeah, I don't like these uniforms. I'm not a big fan of them, but I do like their new stadium and how it has a retractable roof, especially on maybe some very hot 100-degree weather in Texas. I lived in Dallas for a little bit, and I'll tell you, it's the hottest freaking place you could be. It's a dry heat, too. I mean, there's just absolutely no shade. You're going to the game Monday, July 24th, Nate? That's awesome, man. You've never been to a professional sports game, you're going to have a good time. Who are they playing? I think the 21st, they're playing... Who is it? The Tigers? Who are they playing on the 24th? Let me know. Should be a good game. Civale's 3-0 here to the catcher, and he puts one right down the middle, and it's 3-1. The Royals, we should win. Well, should being the the key word there. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button for me. Let's get up to 20 likes. I know we can do it tonight. 3-2 now. Civale worked himself back from a 3-0 count to 3-2. And I believe we got a timeout. So, the Texas catcher steps in, takes the 3-2 right down the middle, and then is strike 3 for the second strikeout. He got him looking on a breaking ball, an absolute gem there, right across the middle of the plate. Oh, Nave, they're expensive, dude. They're expensive. I'll tell you a story. Last year for the division series, there was a whole thing. I ended up getting the tickets for free, so this is not really what I paid. But the tickets that I ended up getting were like $460 per ticket for the NLDS. So for about $460 per ticket. So they're expensive. But to be fair, that was lower level. You could probably find some upper for like $150, something like that. Al, you used to do youth workshops for your church in its diocese, and we were doing one in Minnesota this year. That's cool, man. There is a blue fly ball to center, and Straw's going to run in and get that. And it's 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Let's go. You met Knobloch while you were doing that? And it was a piece of shit. I love Guardians, and I don't want to say was, but I am a huge, growing up, I was a huge Kenny Lofton fan, and I have not met him. I had the chance to at a Lake County Captain game a few years back, but I decided not to meet him because I heard stories that he is a POS for sure. Nave, I think that'd be hard, man. I think under 100 for a playoff game would be hard. 1-1 count from Civale. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Ground ball to short. Rosario's going to throw it over, and that'll retire the side. We go top 3, guys, It's zeros on the board. Guardians and Texas. Let's go. Let's go. Woo! It's going to be a good day. Let's get this win. Coming back off the All-Star break, you always want to start with a win. Set yourself in good position. If you're coming in, smash that like button. You want the Guardians to go to the playoffs. You know, I didn't put a poll up, and I just realized that. And there's a poll that I was going to ask. So I'm going to put it up now. So take the poll when I get it up. I'm going to ask you guys, will the Guardians, I want to actually find out the majority, trade Bieber? I want to know. I want to know. I just put the poll up. It's at the top of the chat. Take the poll. I'm going to see how many people actually think we're going to trade Bieber. I want to know. I don't want to trade Bieber, but I think you're going to have to. I don't know. Nave, man, you're looking at probably minimum 3,500, I'm actually going to say 5,000 plus minimum, probably. But to be honest, here's the problem, Nate. I mean, like, you'd never get those seats anyway because season ticket holders usually, own those tickets for the most part. The third market might, have, some tickets, but for the most part, those are season ticket holders anyway. No score updates here. New. Finally, the Dodgers got something going. Bases loaded, top 5. Maybe we can get some runs and nick a win. I don't know how we're going to get nine runs in 4.5 innings, although both bullpens are pretty good. Google says 7,700. Well, I was kind of right. Above 5,000 for sure. All right, Jon Gray on the pitch here in the top of the 3rd inning at Globe Life Field. And that is a first pitch grounder deep in the hole. It's going to be a hard play, and it's not going to be in time. Miles Straw legs out an infield single, and we got our leadoff runner on base. Let's go, Miles. That was a tough play there by Seager in the hole at short. It was on a big hop, and he had to kind of grab that all the way in short left field, and he throws a one-hopper to first, and Straw just by a half a second hits that bag, and if they want to look at it, that's fine, because I do see confirmation that is an infield single. Let's go. So Miles Straw finally on base here. Let's go. Let's steal some bases, man. We used to be a steal machine through April and May, and I just don't know what's happened. But unfortunately, Bo Naylor's up. My fan of him. I'm not even gonna badmouth him. Let's just see what he does in this first at bat. Because that's true, Nave. That's true, buddy. So 1-0 count coming up to Naylor. Gray sets, delivers. That is deep. That is for Bo freaking Naylor. Oh my God. Bo Naylor, it's a 2-run shot, but he still sucks. I mean, come on. Listen, Bo Naylor is young. He can change my mind. Mike Zunino will never change my mind. But listen, I'm not going to overreact, okay? The guy still has 18 strikeouts on the season and that was a good hit. He's better than Zunino thus far in the season for sure, but it's a small sample size. But I'm respectful, so I'm going to say, good job, Bo Naylor. Way to put us up 2-0. God, I knew that was going to happen. To be fair, though, I didn't say anything about Bo Naylor at the bat. I said, I'm not going to say anything. Let's just see what he does. And you know what he did? He put us in the lead. Let's go. Let's go. Tony Pena, man. How is Tony Pena? There's a line shot just right of the first baseline. So nobody out here. 2 runs in the top of the 3rd. I am happy, Billy. I am happy. But if this guy strikes out 3 more times, I'm going to lean into him. For sure. I miss Oscar Gonzalez, too. Still do not understand why Arias is up here with us. I just don't understand it. Stephen Kwan 0 for 1 with a ground out. 262 again on the season. I had this guy as my streak bet, so a double would be great if he could get one. It's now 3-1 to him. Well, that's good, Al. That's good. So, Al, I had the pleasure of growing up in the neighborhood in Westlake, Ohio. Like when I was this is before we moved, but when I grew up, I was in Westlake, Ohio. I lived in the neighborhood of Sandy Alomar and Omar Vizquel. So the only time you would ever see him is during Halloween. So we would go trick or treating. They'd be out there. Sandy Alomar used to love to scare the shit out of kids. I don't even know. He might still be in the same house. Who knows? I mean, I doubt it. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, the other cool thing about that neighborhood, kind of away from baseball, is Quan takes a walk, and we just continue to get runners on base here in the third inning. The other cool thing was Bernie Kosar, Webster Slaughter also lived right down the road. And speaking of 97 World Series teams, you would not believe who else was in that neighborhood. Mr. Jose Mesa. Yeah. And let me tell you, after the 97 World Series, if I remember correctly, he left the neighborhood pretty quickly. So, 1 on, 2 runs in. Rosario up to the plate, and Kwani is over at first. I really wish Rosario would stop swinging at first pitches, so we have Quan, when he's on base, the opportunity to steal some bases. If you're coming in, guys, smash that like button. Let's go. Let's get up to 20 likes today. We're 14 away. I know we can do it. Let's get there. We're 4 away from 10. Baby steps. Let's do it. 0-1 count coming up to Rosario. Quan at first. Gray throws. That is a ground ball, double play ball. 1 and... no! Rosario beats it out. Just 1 out there at second base. So 1 out, 1 on, and Jose Ramirez will be the hitter. So, Rosario continues to struggle in key situations. But we got our big hitters coming up with Ramirez. Ramirez, runner at first. Rosario can run. Let's see if he takes a couple pitches here. And he does not. Well, he does take a pitch as a strike, but Rosario did not run. Come on. Well, the Dodgers did put up a 3 spot in the 5th, so that's good. Al, you think so? But again, with that guy, at least that guy I think has a little more upward potential, as Bieber's career is more, on the downslope. I think Rosario's more at the plateau. So I think there's some more, I agree with you, I think there's maybe some potential there to get something back. 435, Chris? That's huge. They throw down to first. Rosario is going to get back. He's okay. I like Rosario, too. Defensively, he's an issue sometimes. Rosario faked running. That's why they threw behind him at first base. Rosario's an issue sometimes. And he's very streaky as a hitter. 3-1 count now to Ramirez with Naylor and the index circle. Come on, let's go. So 3-1. 2 runners in, 1 out, top 3. Rosario, not really a great lead at first. Does not go. That is going to be swung on and fouled out of play. We'll do it at 3-2. You guys watch the Home Run Derby? I'll admit, I don't watch that anymore. I just don't. It's kind of bored me lately. I don't know if that was just something in my early 20s I enjoyed watching, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Home Run Derby anymore. I could do without. Did anybody watch it? My father-in-law, as there's a ground ball up the middle, Rosario was going, so he'll end up at second base with 2 outs as Ramirez is retired there over at first. So, runner in scoring position, 2 outs, top 3. Past 136 games, Ramirez has only struck out looking 1 time. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, Chris, for sure we won the Lindor trade. Yeah, he hasn't panned out to much at all. So, Chris, I mean, what do you think about, or anybody in the chat that might have caught the home run derby? My father-in-law, big Seattle fan, he caught the 41 home runs from, J-Rod there. Well, I mean, what do you guys think about the home run derby now? I just think, to me, the old school version I enjoyed it more, where it was 10 outs. I understand why they've made it the way they want to, is so that you can get 41 home runs and make it a little bit more appealing. But to me, quite honestly, it's more appealing for the people in the stadium. Like, I just don't want to spend 3.5 hours watching the home run derby. To me, it's way too long. It's way too long. Chris, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I agree. I mean, what in particular about the setup do you not like? I just think that the 10-out version was just so much better, Nate, I didn't see that. No, I didn't pay attention to any of the highlights, nothing about it. 2-0 pitch here to Naylor with a runner on second. Gray struggling a bit, over 40 pitches now. The 2-0, that is swung on and fouled out down the left field line, and it's 2-1. Yeah, the home run derby to me just is kind of, I don't know, it's the same thing with the NBA 3-point contest too. I mean, the whole NBA night shit takes like 4.5 hours. Hey Frank, how you doing? Indians, I love it. So 3-1. 3-1 is the count on Naylor. 2 outs, 2 on, 2 in. Gray, 43rd pitch of the evening. And that is ripped down the right field line. It is deep. It is gone! It is just inside the foul pole. And Mr. I'm not in the All-Star Game. What the hell is that? Josh Naylor just hit his 12th home run of the season, and he should just point to anybody that thinks he should have never been in the All-Star Game. And the Cleveland Guardians are up 4-0 here after 2 2-run home runs in the top of the 3rd inning. Let's go. Let's go. This is a great inning. This is the kind of hitting I expected. And my Patreon pick is getting a nice start. Let's go. Let's go. First pitch into Jimenez is low, and that is 1-0. Gray he might reach 50 pitches now through 3 after he got 2 outs in the first 4 or 5 pitches of this game. So Naylor, a line drive shot down the right field line, makes it 4-0. Let's go. Is that both Naylors in the same inning? That's right, Al. I didn't even think about it. Let's go. Frank, the Mariners need my help. They need a lot of help. They need a lot of help. Nave, man, you predicted that. That was awesome. Is that the first time brothers in the same inning? It's got to be, right? I mean, the Griffeys were father, son. I can't think of brothers in the same inning. Anybody? Al, you're a veteran baseball watcher. Can you think of any brothers? I can't think of anybody. 2-1 pitch to Jimenez, down low, 3-1. So 3-1 here, top 3rd. 4 runs in, 2 outs, nobody on now after Bo and Josh Naylor both hit home runs in the same inning. And how awesome is that? And there is a strike. Jimenez not agreeing with that, but he's the only person. That was definitely on the outside corner, and it's 3-2. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button for me. Let's get up to 10 likes. We're 3 away. We could do it. Billy, man, that's all we have to do. That's all we have to do, quite honestly. And there's going to be ball 4. So ball 4 is going to put Jimenez up, and it allows just maybe, a 3rd 2-run homer by Josh Bell, but there is going to be a discussion at the mound with Jon Gray, as he is really struggling in this third inning. If we win 45 of them, Nave, I think if we're 45-25, yeah, I think we'll be in the playoffs. I would guess we're going to be right around... I think we're going to be right around like 87, 88 wins, which is going to be close. I don't know how many wins the Central Division this year. I would assume probably 90, maybe 89, but... Al, that is awesome. The first time in the MLB that brothers have homered in the same inning. And you know what's funny? In a few years, the third brother of Naylor, who was drafted in the draft last week, you could have all three brothers if for some reason they all end up on the same team during the same year. You could have all three brothers actually do it, which would be pretty crazy. Jolton Joe and Sal DiMaggio. There's going to be the last out of the inning as Bell's going to fly out to center field. But the damage surely was done. 4 runs put up in the top of the third. And that is going to be a 4-0 lead heading into the bottom of the third for Aaron Civale to hopefully not screw up. Nave, 85 does seem low to me, though. Oh, for the same team? Yeah, for the same team. I think 85 is a little too low. Because, what is it? It's 81 is going to be 500. I mean, that's only 4 games over 500. I think it's going to be... I think it's going to be around 87, 88, 89. Could be more if somebody gets on a run, though. Urias brothers, Orioles and Brewers, they homered in the same game, but not the same inning. Wow. Good stuff. Stat boy Al over there. Love it. Absolutely love it. That's a feat. And now I'm just more ecstatic that Bo got his homer so that Naylor could be the one to get that feat completed. But let's get an update on some scores. We got the Padres 8-2 over the Phillies. San Francisco 3-3 with the Pirates in the bottom of the 6th. Baltimore 1-0 over Miami. Toronto 2-1 over Arizona. LA Dodgers finally put up a 3 spot on the Mets in the 5th. It's now the 6th inning, and they hold that 3-0 lead. Top 7, Milwaukee and Cincinnati, and a good pitchers duel there. Zeros on the board. 4-0 Atlanta holding that Grand Slam lead that Matt Olson hit in the bottom of the 1st. It's the mid of the 6th right now. Boston 4-0 over the Cubs. And let's see, anything else? Yes. Yankees 2-0 over the Rockies. That's your out-of-town scoreboard here at the break in the bottom, or mid-third, really. Well, Nave, I mean, you never know, man. You never know. But also, we got some guys in the Lindor trade that wouldn't be here. So I think it all works out. Civale throws a first pitch ball here to the number 9-hole hitter, Tavares. Civale, I like how he quickly works. He's not bringing the pitch clock down to 3 or 2. He's getting right on the mound. And they're not even putting the pitch clock up. That's how fast he's working. 2-1 now. Yeah, Chris made my point. Jimenez and Rosario, so you wouldn't have those two. Well, honestly, though, Chris, those two haven't done too much this year, so I guess it might be a wash, but... You know what's kind of funny? So, Jimenez, Rosario, and Lindor this year probably are all the same player, right? They're probably all the same player. Are they at the game, Dave? I didn't know that. I did not know that. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. We'll do it again to the 9-hole hitter. I really do think Lindor, I just don't know what happened to him. I mean, the moment he left Cleveland, it's just like something just did not start working the way he approached the plate. So 3-2. 3-2 to the number 9-hole hitter. This is just not where Civale wants to be after they just scored 4 runs to give him that lead. That is ripped. That would be a home run if it was about 50 feet to the left, but it does end up going foul. That is a big rip, and that is not where Civale wants to leave the ball up against Tavares. So, 3-2 again. Civale sets and delivers. Foul down the left field line. Fair ball, and that's going to be trouble for Quan. He might go two. Is he? He is going to get a stand-up double. So the leadoff hitter, the 9-hole hitter, takes Civale the other way and gets a double. And it is, this is my issue with Cleveland pitching. Every time we go out and we score, we always tend to have that give it back mentality when we come out for some reason. Now, I know they haven't scored yet, but sometimes the writing's on the wall. Oh, Nave, I really didn't like Lindor going at the time, but I mean, quite honestly, years later, you just really don't care at this point because of just how he's played with the Mets. 0-1 here to the leadoff hitter, Simeon. That is fouled out of play, 0-2. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button. We are so close to 10 likes. Let's get up to 10. I know we can get to 10. 0-2 coming to Simeon. 0 for 1 on the day. I like this guy more when he's in Oakland. I mean, he hasn't been the guy. I talk about a guy when he left. There's a deep fly ball. That's the Straw. That's going to be caught. They are going to, I think, take the guy from second, but he's out! What a throw by Miles Straw, and he got the runner trying to tag from second, and it's a double play flyout. Wow! Miles Straw just threw an absolute dart to third base to get the runner, and a catch and a throw, and that's going to be, wow, not even close. An absolute laser, Chris. An absolute laser. 2 outs here now in the bottom of the third. Nobody on. And that is the type of baseball I want to see from the Guardians here in the second half. Foul out of play here with Corey Seager, who walked his last time up. Just an absolute rope to third base by Miles Straw. There is going to be a ground ball to first, and Naylor's going to take it himself, and we'll go top 4. What a great inning. You give up a leadoff double, and they're going to show it again. Miles Straw just absolute rope, and doesn't he? I mean, it's just perfect. Not only does it get to Ramirez in the air, but it gets, it starts curving in towards the base runner, and he's able to just plop a tag on him. We go top 4, Guardians 4, Texas Rangers 0. Woo! What a great, absolute Friday night of baseball. Let's see if we can't get a winner. I know we can. Nave, we are. We're playing a very good game of baseball. We're playing the brand of baseball that, I hate to say it, is a potential playoff type of baseball. And Al's 100% correct. It's a huge play. It really is. Not to say that the runner from third is absolutely going to score, but, you give these guys one run up on the board, it gives them confidence, and, that just takes the wind out of their sails, really. It really does. They had a leadoff double. They were going to have a runner on third with less than 2 outs, and that's a double play flyout that just absolutely, I think, deflated them there in the bottom of the third, and especially after we scored 4 in the top of the third. I don't know if we say that, Chris. I don't know if we say that, man. I don't know, but I love it. I mean, are they on a roll? I mean, maybe. Should we be half glass full or half glass empty right now, guys? Who are you as a Guardians fan? I'll be honest. With the Guardians, I'm a half glass full guy. With the Browns, I'm a half glass empty guy. Let me know in the chat. What are you guys for the Guardians? What are you guys for the Browns? But for the Guardians, I'm always a half glass full. I always, especially in the Central Division. I mean, look at the teams you're facing on a yearly basis. So Gray is going to come back out for the 4th inning, and that is going to be a first pitch ground out by Brennan. So quickly, 1 out here in the 4th. Guys, if you're just coming in, hey, take a minute if you could. Smash that like button. Let's get up to 20 likes today. That'd be awesome. Let's hit 10 first. Chris, though, for the Blue Jays, what are you, half full, half empty? I mean, what do you think? I actually was so high on the Blue Jays. They're winning right now, 2-1, by the way. But I'm half full with the Blue Jays. I think they could actually make a wild card spot. Maybe at first, Nave, you have faith the Guardians can turn around in August, September. I think that's just based off of they just continue to do it year in and year out in the second half. There's a ground ball, Miles Straw the 3rd, and this time he's not going to be able to get an infield single. So 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, and Gray must have talked to himself a little bit in the dugout and got his thoughts collected because he looks much better here. As Bo Naylor started the top of the 3rd rally, with the 2-run home run, is up again here in the 4th. Al, I'm laughing at your comment in particular. You're a Guardians half glass empty, and with the Browns, you're 3/4 empty. That's a great quote, and I'm going to use that, sir. That's fantastic. Half full, Chris, with the Blue Jays. Won the Derby. All right, he got one tonight. And which is surprising because, a lot of people, when they talk curses, with the Madden curse, they also talk home run derby curse. The guys that win the curse or go deep into those rounds don't typically have great second halves, but he came out and he hit a home run tonight, so we'll see. Nave, you're a pour the glass out with the Browns. Oh. Speaking of the Browns, guys, couple weeks. What are we? August. I'm gonna have to look at the calendar. 1, 2. We're almost a full 3 weeks. Just under 3 weeks away from the Hall of Fame game. August 3rd. I'll be live streaming it. Looking forward to it. August 3rd. Jets and Browns, and we'll just talk about the upcoming season because God knows it's not going to be football to watch on the field. Al, that's better. I love that. With the glass, you just need to change what's in it. And it has to be 100 proof. Chris, Dolphins, man. What are the Dolphins doing? What are the Dolphins doing? Oh, and you'll hear me for the whole NFL season talk about Tua, as we got a 3-2 pitch, by the way, coming up to Naylor here. And that is going to be a pop-out, and that will end the top of the 4th inning. We go bottom 4. Gray did come back. Quite honestly, he got a good 1, 2, 3 inning there. So we go bottom 4, 4-0 Cleveland over Texas. Yeah, I'll talk about how bad Tua is, but I think he did get a backup quarterback of some sort in free agency. I forget who that was. I like Frank's comment, doesn't matter, half full or half empty, just refill the glass. The Browns have been trying to refill the glass for all 39 plus of my years, Frank. So you know what? I think we're out. I think we have to go to the store and get a new bottle. Yeah, Dave, college football, week 0, 6 weeks. Yeah, is it 6 weeks? It's like 49 days, 48 days, something like that. Looking forward to it. Notre Dame starting off in Dublin, Ireland. Woo! Can't wait. And thank God, the last time they were in Dublin, I was living in the West Coast, and the game was at like 6:30 in the morning or 7 o'clock. This time I'm on the East Coast, so at least it's like a 1 o'clock start or a noon start or something like that. So looking forward to, the Irish. But, Navy's always a hard team, and I'll be honest with you, I would not be surprised if they give them some, if they do score some points. Irish always have trouble against the triple option, so any team really does. Nave, there's a hole in the bottom of the glass. It's 43 until, yeah. That's true, Nave, that's true. Yeah, Chris, they all are, man. They all are. Al, I think that's a good point on Tua. I mean, regardless of that, you know my thoughts on him on just being a little too bit overrated. But from a logistical standpoint, you're correct in saying that. Yeah, I mean, like quite honestly, you can't really count on that guy to stay healthy. In fact, I mean, if he goes into the huddle and he trips over his own 2 feet, he could be out 6 to 8 weeks. 1-0 pitch coming up here from Civale to Low, and it's 1-1. I was just I was hesitating on my sentence because I was looking at the Dodgers run themselves out of another big inning, but they do have 4 runs on the board. So if the Mets can get 4, we at least will get a win. Nave, I do not do live streams for college football. I just have so much going on, quite honestly, man, that's like the one team that I just really want to sit down and enjoy just by myself. And quite honestly, it being only about 3.5, almost 4 hours away from South Bend, the wife and I frequent their games. So having that day off away from grandstand bettors, it allows me to maybe get up to some of the games. With the same sentiment, there's a deep drive to right center field, and that one is gone. Nathaniel Lowe takes a volley deep to right center, and that is a solo shot to make it a 4-1 game. Not really what I wanted to see, but hey, at least it was a solo shot here in the bottom of the 4th inning, 415 feet to the deepest part of the ballpark. And Civale, being a flyout pitcher, he's going to give up those, and luckily it was only 1 run. But still, nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th, and I don't like how he started this inning. So if I'm Tito, I keep a quick eye on this guy, and if he's not throwing what I like, let's get that bullpen up and not lose a 4-0 lead. Come on. This is a big game to start the second half of the season. Al, even if he has a great game, he won't play 9 games. Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. All right, guys, if you're coming in, hey, smash that like button. We're talking all sports, but we're also keeping an eye on the Guardians game here. And there's another drive deep, and that's just going to be foul, though. So it's going to be 1-2 here to Garcia, the number 4-hole hitter. Nate, mood swing that occurs around the hour of 12 a.m. between Saturdays and Sundays of an Ohio State Browns fan's absurd. Yeah, well, to be fair, Ohio State's always good. You do have to enjoy life, too, sometimes, Chris, for sure. I'm not getting down on my Indians yet. But I will tell you this. Just watching every single game, like, you can kind of see when there's writing on the wall. And I think if he gives up a single here, I would get somebody up immediately. And it's gonna be an infield single. If Ramirez doesn't get him, and it is, it's gonna be an infield single. And this is that writing on the wall I'm talking about. You get a home run, you get an infield single. All of a sudden, the wheels start coming off because of this. Oh, you just need a big double play ball here. But unfortunately, Civale is just not the guy to get a double play ball. Oh, so Garcia knocks the crap out of one about 17 feet. And Ramirez does a nice job barehanding it. He just can't get the runner at first. Chris, that's funny. Oh, a mental transformation. I understand what you're saying. So, yeah. So, like, at midnight, you get into Browns gear, and it's just like... All right, Josh Jung... 0 for 1 with a flyout in this game. Civale 1-0 to him. The other concerning thing is Civale, when he's not... Bo Naylor got hit pretty hard on the hands on a foul ball. Here's the other kind of telling sign with Civale, quite honestly, is he doesn't get ahead of counts anymore. When Civale was pitching against the Royals, and again, I know it's the Royals, but when he was pitching well against the Royals, he was constantly in 0-2, 1-2 pitches where he could get strikeouts or at least get somebody to swing at something that wasn't in his wheelhouse. The last 3-4 hitters that Civale has faced, He's been 1-0, 2-0 at least against these guys. It's 1-1 here to Jung, and that is going to be fouled. Is Naylor going to have a shot at it? No. So 1-2. So finally gets ahead of somebody. That's what I like to see. Let's go. Let's get out of this inning, buddy. Let's get out of this inning. So 1-2 pitch coming to Jung. Nave, I don't think we do that. Ground ball foul. We'll do it again. I don't think the Browns are winning the division. I just don't understand how people would say the Browns are going to win the division. I mean, Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals team, I think, are as good as they were last year. The Ravens, I think, are as good as they are with Lamar Jackson healthy and in the lineup. They even added, some key names there on their offense. There's a fly ball to right field. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, what a play at the wall by Brennan! He catches it halfway up the wall, and the runner on first is going to tag, but holy shit. Woo! What a catch by Brennan for a set. It was literally 3 feet away from being a 4-3 ball game, but instead, it is going to be the first out of the inning. Brennan jumps up halfway onto the wall. He didn't really need to. He just kind of used it as, I guess, balance. But that's 3 more feet, and that's going to be a 4-3 ball game. So 1 out, runner on second now, and that's a ground ball to first. That'll move the runner over to third as Naylor takes that, himself. So 2 outs, runner on third, and Garcia. And Civale has managed to keep this at least a 4-1 game for the moment. Chris, man, I know. I was so high on the Blue Jays. I was so high on the Blue Jays this year. I think that team who had high expectations this season, I honestly think that because of the way that the Rays came out, they got a little flustered, just not playing horrible baseball, but just they kept falling, 5 games back, 7 games back, 11 games back. I think now that the Rays have kind of, come back down to earth into reality, I think they kind of see a light there, especially in the wild card. I think they're only, 4 games out, 3 games out of the wild card spot. I think they got a chance. Frank, October 29th, Browns Seahawks. I will definitely be streaming that game. That's an easy win for the Browns. Nave, prediction 10-7 with a loss in the wild card as the 7th seed. 10-7. I would agree. That's okay. I'm okay with that prediction. I'm not sure 10-7 gets in the wild card, though. So, 1-1 count to Jankowski here, and that is up high, 2-1. Nate, you watch a guy called Chefse, who's usually got a very good take on football, saying we go 12-5. I think we could lose 5 games in our division. 2-1 pitch to Jankowski. Runner on third, 2 outs. That's going to score a run. Single up the middle to Straw, and it's 4-2. And the Rangers have come back here in the 4th and cut that lead in half. Oh, Civale. What am I going to do with you, buddy? I mean, you're pitching well, but you just, come on. Yeah, the Orioles look good. Orioles have been trending upward very quietly for the past 5 years. Nave, if we make the playoffs, though, I want to win a wild card. Because here's the thing. If you would have told me 5 years ago, if we make the playoffs, that's all I want to see, I would agree with you. That's all I wanted to see because it had been so long. But now we made the playoffs with Mayfield. I want to see the Browns win and get at least to the AFC. Like, if we're anything AFC championship, to me, if you make the playoffs, it's going to be a bust. Bo Naylor fumbles that. Jankowski steals second, and now there's a runner on, and a single makes it a 4-3 game. Wheels are coming off. He got a good jump, but Bo Naylor, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he just lost the grip on the ball. Again, I know he hit a home run, but in my opinion, he's a horrible catcher. There's a pop fly to Ahmed Rosario. He calls off Jimenez, and it looked a little shaky in his glove, but he ends up putting it in there, and it is going to be the end of the 4th inning. So we go top 5, and it is Guardians 4, but the Texas Rangers have cut that lead in half to a 4-2 ball game going to the 5th. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button for me. We're 1 away from 10. I know we can get to 10. Let's do it. Nave, I agree with you in the sense that Patrick Mahomes was out of the game. You had a backup quarterback coming in, and you couldn't win. You couldn't beat the Chiefs in that game. Oh, I was so disappointed. So disappointed. I'm not sure if we beat the Bills, but I'll tell you, I was extremely disappointed in the way we played in the second half of that game. Credit to Andy Reid, man. He shut down any offense that we had. So, here they come, Billy. Here they come. Let's get some out-of-town scores. Here they come, the Pirates. 6-4 now. San Francisco, top 7 there. Baltimore 1-1 with the Marlins. Toronto 2-2. That's bottom 7 with Blitz Blue Jays and the Diamondbacks. Dodgers 4-0 bottom 7 over the Mets. Milwaukee finally broke a 0-0 tie. It's 1-0 top of the 8th. Atlanta added another run to their shutout right now over the White Sox 5-0. Red Sox 5-2 over the Cubs. It looks like Bellinger just hit a 2-run home run to cut that lead from 5-0 to 5-2. Yankees now trail Colorado 3-2 in the top of the 3rd, and St. Louis in a rain delay 1-0 over the Nationals at home. A lot of games coming up later tonight, 4 or 5 more, I think. We got Houston and LA, an AL West showdown there. Minnesota and Oakland. Let's go, Oakland. Don't root for you much, but let's get you going. Let's get some breathing room in front of the Twins. Detroit and Seattle, that should be an easy series there for the Mariners. And looks like Tampa Bay and Kansas City was postponed due to rain. So there's the out-of-town scoreboard. Kwani's up here for his 3rd time in the top of the 5th, and he takes a first pitch strike. Dave, man, I can't even remember that. It was so long ago, but yeah. Kwan fouls one off, 0-2. Pitch coming up to Kwan. Springer just got a hit again. Would like to know where he is getting hit in the league. What do you mean by that, Chris? Sorry, I didn't understand that. There's Kwani, and it's a ground ball to 3rd, and he can't beat it out on a one-hopper. Nice pick there over at first. Over at first. All right, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. So, we're going to see at least Rosario and Ramirez here in the top of the 5th. Hopefully maybe Naylor again with some runners on. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button for me. Guardians trying to start the second half of the season, at least by the calendar, by the MLB calendar, the second half, with a win. Realistically, there's only 72 games left, which is far less than half more. 0-2 pitch coming up to Rosario as he fouled that one off. He might be. I don't know, though. Every time I bet Springer to get over 1.5 total bases, he just never does it. Speaking of which, my Patreon streak bet tonight was Chapman. He led off the game with a single. What has he done since then? As Rosario's going to get a single into right center field. It'll be cut off and it'll be held to 1 base. What did Chapman do? Chapman got 2 hits. Patreon streak continues. Let's go. Most hits, by the way, they're showing most hits by a Cleveland player in an All-Star game. Sandy Alomar, Kenny Lofton, and now Jose Ramirez have 5. But let's be honest, Sandy Alomar's hit in the 95 All-Star game where he hit the home run. I mean, that's the best hit of any Clevelander in any All-Star game, in my opinion. Who leads the league in getting hit by a pitch? I do not know that. Let me look it up. Let's see. Is it Ty France? 17. 17 hit by pitch for the Seattle Mariners. That's who leads the league, Billy Joe. And then it's Jimenez with 15. India, Ruiz, Paredes, McNeil. Yeah. Actually, the Mariners got 2 in the top 10 with Suarez in there. There's a deep fly ball to left. That is not going to be deep enough, though. And Ramirez is retired. So runner on first with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. But Naylor is coming up. Last time up, he hit a 2-run shot down the right field line. An absolute laser. And he capped off a brother home run inning with his counterpart, Bo. Yeah, Nave. Yeah, he's second. Springer on hit by pitches? I don't know. I would have to go way down. Let me see. Or are you talking about hits? Let me take a look at MLB hit leaders 2023. Let's see here. Well, Bichette is up there. He's number 2, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Bichette's number 2 with 122 so far. And Naylor's going to take this inside, and it's 2-0 to him with a runner on first base. Springer's 24th with 94 hits. 24th with 94 hits. Nave, I do DraftKings. I like the interface the most. And to be honest, it's just the easiest. When Ohio came out with all their betting, I tried every one of them a little bit. As there's a wild pitch, and that's going to put Rosario on second base. So with just a single here, gets at least one of those runs back. But yeah, I tried every one of them for Ohio, like just to see what the interface was, like with a bet here and there. And I just like DraftKings the most. Oh, hit by pitch. Hold on, let me look hit by pitch. I can look at that again. He was in hits, he was 24th. Now they're just going to walk Naylor. So his runner's on first and second, and that's going to put Jimenez up at the plate. And now, this is the spot I need Jimenez to do something, okay? Jimenez has been so bad, but they literally just walked a guy to get to you, and you need to take that personally, all right? You need to take that personally, and you need to do something with it. And get a single or a 3-run bomb would be ideal. Let's see. Springer is nowhere near. Springer's not even in the top. I don't even see Springer in the top 10. Let's see. Springer. He's not even like the top 100 in hit by pitch. 0-1 pitch here coming up to Jimenez. 2 on, 2 out, and that is in there, and it's 0-2. I don't know what Jimenez is looking at, man. What's this guy looking at? It's right down the middle, and then he complains about it. Nave, that's awesome, man, but hey, bet responsibly. I'm never, just stay within yourself. Chris, man, the power of Google, but also I have, my go-to websites. Did Jimenez just get hit again? Oh, I thought it caught him on the foot. He would have been 1 away from being actually the leader. How ironic would that have been? Allie does lack the killer instinct. He absolutely does. I don't understand what this guy's doing. He's got a 1-2 pitch, and let's see what he does with this. Gray, 75th pitch coming up. 4-2 game, 2 on, 2 out, top 5, and he swings and he misses. And Jimenez, I'm sick of him. I'm sorry, but he's not as good as Rosario. He's just not. It's the end of the top of the 5th inning. We go bottom 5, and that's the writing just sitting on the wall because eventually our bullpen's going to have to come in. If you guys are coming into the chat, smash that like button for me. Let's go, baby. Guardians got a 4-2 lead going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Let's get a win. Let's get a win. I know we can do it. We can get a win tonight. Let's do it. No new updates around the league. All scores are still the same. All right, Nave. Well, when you're 21, do it, buddy. Let's take a look at our poll. 55% say the Guardians will not trade Bieber. Woo. Hey, Patty, how's it going? Are you a Guardians fan? I hope we have some Guardians fans in. I know we do, but I hope we get more. But also I love everybody's fans. If you're in the chat and you're a Texas Rangers fan, let me know, man. Let me know. Welcome on in. Texas Rangers. Let's go. Great series. I really think this is going to be a good series as we're here in the mid of the 5th inning, just getting ready for the Rangers to come up to the plate. And if you're coming in, smash that like button for me. Let's get a good, let's get up to 20 likes today. I think we can do it. I really have confidence. I have as much optimism as hitting 20 likes as I do the Cleveland Guardians holding on to this lead still. All right, let's see here. What's going on with the next two in this series? Good matchup tomorrow. Not really. It might be a very high-scoring game tomorrow. We got Gavin Williams against Heaney. And then on Sunday, we got Bibby and Perez. So, God, if we don't get a win today, we could be looking at us getting swept here. I don't have any... I know Williams has looked good at times, but I just don't have any confidence in that guy to continue doing well. Civale going to lead things off here against Tavares, the number 9 hole hitter. He's 0-2, or he's got an 0-2 pitch coming up to him, but Tavares is 1-1 on the day. Nave, we play the Pirates. I'll be live streaming actually games 1 and 2 that series. Tavares going to fly out to Miles Straw on an 0-2 pitch, and there's one down quickly here in the bottom of the 5th. Yeah, Pirates are going to start Monday, Tuesday. I'll live stream both those games. I got time to do it, so why not? Let's go. It is away. It is at, what's that, PNC? JD Martinez just hit a home run for the Dodgers. They're up 5-0 now. I don't think we're going to get 4 runs for the Mets, though, so I'm going to need the Dodgers to just score 5 more. 1-0 pitch down low to Simeon, the number 1 hole hitter, and it is 2-0 pitch coming up 2-0. I don't know why I said that. Let's go. Nave, I do the Browns games. I live stream the Browns games each and every week. As Naylor gets a foul ball. I don't know if there's wind. I know the retractable dome is open, but it looked like that foul off there by Simeon was going to go out of play. It comes back in, and Naylor pulls it down. And there's 2 outs here now in the bottom of the 5th. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it done. Civale. First pitch, foul down the right field line. Oh, and we hit 10 likes. Let's go for 20. We're halfway to 20. I know we can hit 20 likes tonight. Let's do it. If we get over 20 people in the bottom of the 7th, I'll do the wheel spin today. Unfortunately, oh no, it hung up. A line drive right to Miles Straw ends the inning, and it's a quick 1-2-3 for Civale, and I am color me impressed. He had a rocky 4th inning, but he comes out, gets a 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th, and we go top 6. Guardians 4, Rangers 2. Let's go. Let's go. What else is going on here in the world of baseball? Nothing else. Baltimore took a 3-1 lead over the Marlins. Toronto 6-2, bottom 7 there. 6-2, bottom 7. Civale looking good now. Nave, sorry, I didn't read that. Do I go to the games? Not really, because honestly, I end up live streaming. So I try to get to 1 game a year, but most likely it ends up being a preseason game. I was actually telling my wife, I originally thought I was going to live stream all preseason games, but there's only 1 game that comes to preseason game that comes to Cleveland. So I might go to that game and just not live stream that one. I mean, because, the preseason, nobody really cares. But I would like to go watch a little football. Sometimes, though, if something comes up where I can get some free tickets to the Browns, I do pass up the live stream and I do go to the game because being there in person is just much better. Yeah, the Hall of Fame game in Canton, that's where that's going to be. But quite honestly, that was one. I guess technically that's another preseason game that's going to be in Cleveland, although it's like an hour away from me. But I will tell you this, like, I thought about going to that game, but quite honestly, I mean, what's the point? I mean, nobody's going to play in that game. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be throwing the ball. I mean, it's just the Hall of Fame game is just a welcome letter for the season, letting you know that we've officially started playing football on a national stage. Al, I've never been there. First off, that's awesome. So I imagine you've been there. Is it a nice stadium? I mean, is it worth going once to? 0-1 pitch to Bell, check swing, and he did not go. 1-1. I've always wanted to go, but quite honestly, I don't really have any interest of going to the Hall of Fame. It's just to see a bunch of busts. To me, that's just not exciting enough. You've never been to Cleveland. You're going to the July 24th game. What should you do? Well, first off, Nate, where are you sitting? Where are you sitting? One-two pitch coming up to Josh Bell. Up and out of the zone, 2-2. Oh, you don't have tickets yet? Well, get the tickets, man. When you go to that ballpark, the only thing I would recommend for you is in center field, there's some pretty cool things. There's like the Cleveland Hall of the Circle of Fame or whatever it is. I don't know. It's got stuff from Jim Thome out there. I would go there. Billy Joe, your excellence 5 minutes from the Hall of Fame. I'm glad my ex does not live 5 minutes from the Hall of Fame, so I'm just glad our exes are not the same. I can't even remember who my ex is. In fact, this is kind of crazy now that I'm thinking about it, but my wife and I today literally is our 10-year, like, since we've been together as a couple. We've been married for almost 7 years, but this is today officially. Like, we became official 10 years ago today. A decade with one person just seems like a long time. Well, see, that's the funny thing, Al, is that represents the NFL. It's nobody's city. As, by the way, Bell struck out there. So there's one out here. Where did my third... Where did my third thing go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's kind of funny about the Hall of Fame game as there's a ground ball by Brennan, and there are 2 outs. Gosh, I'm telling you, it is a quick swings here in the middle of this lineup sometimes. Anyways, yeah, the NFL's got to put money into that field, so I'm not surprised. Outside of the stadium, well, you're not of age to go to the casino. I'd go check out Rocket Mortgage. I mean, you can't go in it probably, but that's a really nice to walk around. That's cool. There's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame downtown. There's the Science Center downtown. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'd check out one of those if you have time. Oh, so just take a picture with statues and stuff. Yeah, I mean, if you hang around the stadium, there's like statues and stuff that you could take pictures of. But get there early enough where before first pitch happens, you can walk around the stadium. It's a nice stadium. It really is. 1-2 pitch coming up. Gray to Straw, his 87th pitch, and that is going to be ball 3. It's 3-2. Or I'm sorry, 2-2. You can walk down to First Energy easily. It's only about a 10-minute walk from, maybe 15-minute walk. Depends how fast you walk. That's strike 3 call, and Gray is now gone 6 innings. We go bottom 6, which that's kind of surprising. Gray had struggled there in the 3rd inning, gave up 4 runs, but he has settled back down, and we end up going to the bottom of 6. 4-2, Guardians. First Energy, if you get down there, I would say 90 minutes before the gates open for the Guardians game. Plenty of time to park, walk down to First Energy, check it out, and walk back up. No, you can go up to them. They're actually just beyond center field. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, center field kind of just opens up into the street. All right, so bottom 6, 4-2. Oh, my neck is killing me. 4-2. Which way's the lake? Well, it's north. the First Energy Stadium, or what is now Cleveland Browns Stadium, as First Energy actually pulled out of their deal. It's on the lake. So if you hit First Energy, you'll be by the lake. Toronto, 7-2 now over Arizona. 7-2. Outfield faces the lake technically, but in all honesty, you can't see it because it's so far inland that all the buildings are in the way. But yes, technically, the outfield, like if you sit at home plate and you face the outfield, you're looking towards the lake. Yeah. All right, here we go. Bottom 6, Cleveland 4, Texas 2. This is in my opinion, this is a massive inning for Civale to get through. Come on, man. Just get through this one. Oh, never mind. Civale's not in. It's going to be Eli Morgan, and that just worries me more. So Eli Morgan's taking over. 92-mile-an-hour fastball inside and off the plate. And he's pitching to Lowe, who hit a home run last time up. Morgan 4-1 on the season, 1.89 ERA. That one's outside, and it's 2-0. Come on, man. Do not walk this guy. Yeah, there's just not much room down there to put a second stadium in, Nave. There's an airport on the lake, and now it's 3-0. If Eli Morgan walks this guy on 4 pitches, which he just did, it's what are we doing? First off, what was Civale's pitch count? Is there a reason he had to come out of this game? Let me check his pitch count. What is going on, man? Civale. Where's it at? There it is. All right. What does Civale have? He only threw 79 pitches, and then they're gonna bring this guy in, and he's gonna throw 5 straight balls, and he finally gets Garcia to bite on ball number 6, and it ends up being a 1-1 count. Come on, man. Oh, Morgan, buddy. A 1-1, and Garcia's going to pop this out of play behind home plate. So 1-2 to Garcia. The tying runner, bottom 6. Plenty of time for the Rangers to score 2 runs, let alone 8. The 1-2. Oh, no. We're going to get a timeout here by Garcia. Nave, I mean, that's what I was ranting about earlier, is I just don't understand why Naylor, I mean, just didn't get any. I mean, it's just stupidity. It's stupidity. To be fair, Jose Ramirez, in my opinion, didn't even really deserve to go. 1-2. That is swung on. That's popped up. Thank God, not far enough. Miles Straw is under it, and that is the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. All right, so Morgan comes back and gets Garcia, and luckily there's not 2 on with nobody out. There's 1 on with 1 out. And now Eli Morgan is going to face Jung, the right-handed hitter. Jung does have some power. He's got some pop, and he can take it deep to left field if he wants to. 0-2 on the day. Eli checks the runner at first, throws over. Nothing happening. In the dirt, 1-0 now to Jung. There was a good block there by Naylor. I'll give him credit there. That was a very nice block to at least keep low at first. So, 1-0 pitch coming up to Jung. 0-2 on the day. And that is in there, fouled out of play. 1-1. Come on. Let's go. Eli Morgan, buddy. Eli Morgan. What are we going to do? What are we going to do, sir? One pitch. Up high and out of the zone. 2-1. Come on. Thank you. 2-1 pitch. Oh, there's a wild pitch, and that is absolutely on Naylor. Not a wild pitch, a pass ball. He didn't catch it in his glove. I mean, it wasn't that far outside that he couldn't get it. And after he blocked the first one, he lets Lowe go over to second base anyway. And now there's a runner on scoring position, less than 2 outs. And oh, Tito, who are you on the phone with? Is it Civale to get him back in the game? God, Tito is on my hot seat, and I don't think if he makes some bad decisions in the next few months and we don't make the playoffs, I would fire him. There's a good pitch. 3-2 now to Jung. Oh, so runner on second. Bottom 6. And a 3-2 pitch coming up. Eli Morgan's got to get a good pitch here, man. You cannot allow this guy to get on base and bring up the 6-hole hitter, the Texas catcher. 3-2 from Morgan. Fouled, and we'll do it again. Fouled out of play. Right behind home plate. Come on. Come on, Eli. Let's go, buddy. There is movement up in the pen. I wasn't really paying attention to who it was, but there is movement. Runner on second, 1 out. Bottom 6. 4-2 ball game. The 3-2 pitch fouled off again. Rangers play in Arlington, Texas. They play in Arlington, Texas. So, Eli Morgan shakes off a couple pitches here. This is a big at-bat here for the Rangers, but even bigger pitch for Eli Morgan. The 3-2 to Jung, swung on, fouled off for a third straight time, quite honestly. That one didn't need to be swung at. It was ball 4, but once he swung, he had to get a piece of it because it was way down. Yeah, Cowboys play right across the parking lot. They're right there, right across the parking lot, Nave. I've been to both. I haven't been to the new stadium, but I was to Arlington's old stadium. So here comes the 3-2 for the fourth time. That is swung on. That's a single into left field. Kwan's going to pick it up. He's going to chuck it in. They're not going to wave the runner. The ball does get away, though, from Ramirez, who tried to cut it off. But the runners will stay at first and third now. And unfortunately, Eli Morgan has painted himself into a corner in the bottom of the sixth inning. Oh, Eli Morgan, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? I asked my wife to bring me my sleeping pill because, hold on, because I gotta get. I'm gonna want to fall asleep before this is over because I can already just tell I'm gonna get screwed. Lagertillo TV, what's up, Texas? Hey man, if you're a Texas fan, we respect you. All right, we respect you. Welcome in. Regis got shut out 1-0, Chris. That's a team that I also think is going to kind of fall down to reality, maybe fall back to earth. All right, so the pitching coach comes out for the Guardians, and we're going to still see Morgan stay in there. There is a guy up in the pen, did not see who it was. 2 on, 1 out, and the winning run really is at the plate now. I know we're only bottom 6, but this was a 4-0 lead for the Guardians at one point. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button for me. Happy Friday. Do me a solid. Smash the like button. I'd love to hit 20 likes tonight. That would be awesome. Morgan's first pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Let's go. Let's go. 0-1 pitch. Swung on. That's a ground ball single. It's a 4-3 ball game. God damn it. I mean, jeez, dude. I can't stand this team. I can't stand what... I mean, it's every single live stream. It's what happens. Every single live stream. Why did you take Civale out of the ball game? What was the reason to bring the bullpen in? I just don't understand it. And now Tito's going to come out. And Tito, you should be fired on the spot. Like, you are an awful coach this year. What the fuck is this? What is going on? Every single time. It's just nuts, guys. It's just absolutely nuts on what the decision-making process is of our team. Why would you take... at the moment that he was taken out, I had to check his pitch count because I thought I was nuts thinking the guy had like 110 pitches, but he had 79 pitches. And you pull him from the game and you bring in a shitty bullpen. And I know what some of you are going to say. Well, isn't the Guardians bullpen like one of the best in the majors with their ERA? Sure. But if you look at the eye test, they're actually one of the shittiest. They're one of the least count on bullpens in the league. I just cannot count on these guys to get a save ever. I just can't. It's a 4-3 ball game. And this team's going to absolutely screw us again. 2 runners on, still only 1 out, bottom 6. Oh. Killing me. Absolutely killing me. I have no words for this 6th inning. I mean, I do. They're just all bad. Just all bad words. Oh, all right. Well, let's see who comes into the game. I think it's going to be Sandlin. I think that's who I saw coming into the game. So Nick Sandlin's coming in. Hugo, man, hey, good luck, buddy. We don't hate people that need that. That's fine. You're good. Oh... This Cleveland Guardians team is going to be... I'm not even sure if I'll make it to the Browns season with this Guardians team. All right, here we go. Sandlin coming in. 2 on, 1 out. And a swing and a miss by Jankowski, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Sandlin, 32 games, 4.3 on the year, 2.65 ERA, 34 strikeouts in 34 innings, and opponents are hitting 161 off of him. And that is up and in. Did it hit him? It did hit him. Way to fucking go, guys. I can't with this team. Oh. Bases loaded. Bases loaded. The bases are loaded, and in the bottom of the 6th, and so far, after you took Civale out, you have given up 1 run, you've put the bases loaded, and then there's still only 1 out, and that is in there for a strike to Duran, the number 8-hole hitter. You need a gosh darn double play. Yeah, the jersey, if it hits the jersey, that counts. It can just hit the jersey. The 0-1 in there, 0-2. So Sandlin comes back, gets ahead of Duran. 0-2, this would be massive if he could get a strikeout or a ground ball double play here. And there he goes, strike 3! And there's 2 outs in the inning. That's a huge, huge strikeout by Sandlin there on 3 straight pitches. And there's still bases loaded, but the Guardians are clinging to a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th. And Lagartillo TV, I mean, you could talk as much as you want in Spanish, but nobody knows what you're saying. 0-1 now to the 9-hole hitter in Tavares. Come on, baby. Finish this off, Sandlin. Come on. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. 0-2. That's 5 straight Ks. 5 straight Ks. The 0-2 pitch to Tavares. That is lifted into center field, but right at Milestrom, and that'll end the inning. We get out of the 6th. We go top 7, and we hold on to a 4-3 lead, and I gotta be honest, I do not know how that happened. I have absolutely no idea how we held on to that lead. Sandlin came in after he hits a batter. He loads the bases with 1 out. He strikes out a guy on 3 pitches. He gets a guy to fly out to center, and we go to the 7th inning, just still ahead, 4-3. Wow. Woo! Crazy. Crazy. Let's go. Yeah, great job by Sandlin. Got to get some runs back, but where is the offense coming from? Other than home runs, which is kind of crazy because for the early part of the season, it seems like we couldn't hit a home run to save our life. But other than home runs, where's the offense coming from right now? Where's the offense coming from? Where is it coming from? I don't know. I mean, the long ball's the only way we got the 4 runs. So where's it coming from? Let's go. Let's go, Guardians. That was a great job by Sandlin. I know I gave him shit for hitting the person, but rightfully so, to load the bases. But, man, that 3-pitch strikeout to the number 8-hole hitter Duran was really what we needed, and we got it. Absolutely got it. So, top 7. Top 7. We'll see what we do. We'll see what we do. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button for me. We're only 9 likes away from 20. We're only 9 likes away from 20. Let's do it. Did the Twins really score 2 runs? You know what? We'll go to the out-of-town scoreboard in the middle of the 7th. But you're right. 2 runs in the top. Jesus. Dodgers 6-0 over the Mets. The Mets couldn't put up any runs on one of the worst pitchers of the Dodgers in Urias. That's nuts. First pitch strike here to Bo Naylor. As Bo Naylor's up. Brock Burke in now. Gray went 6 innings. Quality start for him, despite giving up 2 home runs and 4 runs in the top of the 3rd inning. Other than that, not really a blip on his start tonight. So, 1-1 pitch coming up. And what alert did I just get? Is it the Guardians doing anything special? No, it's 1-2 now to Naylor. Come on, Naylor. Be patient. Be patient. This guy, I mean, like, this is why I'm not going to get too excited with his home run. Yeah, he has 2 home runs and 7 RBIs, but he's still only hitting 208, guys. I mean, he's a couple more strikeouts from dipping below 200. So let's not overreact to Bo Naylor just quite yet. When Bo Naylor gets over 275, I'll take his strikeouts counter out of the live stream. Maybe even 250. We'll see. Swung on, fouled out of play. We'll do it again at 2-2. Nave, if we win every single game from this point on, the Twins mathematically can't catch us. Nave, you cannot argue with that logical thinking. That is correct. However, I don't think any team in history has done that. There's the 3rd strike on Naylor, and guess what? For the first time on a live stream, we get to add to Mr. Bo Naylor's strikeout count as he goes up to 19. I don't know why I put an S. There we go. 19 for Bo Naylor. Steven Kwan is up. Still need him over 1.5 total bases. He takes ball 1 low. Come on, let's go. Longest win streak ever. I think that was by us. Wasn't it like 26? Somewhere around there. Kwani gets a single up the middle. There we go. There's one. He might have another at-bat in him to get another hit. So there's at least 1 total base. And we have a runner on first with 1 down. Ahmed Rosario coming in. The Guardians in 2017, I think it was 22. Right? 22? Yeah, 22 in a row. Yeah, 22. Chris, yeah, you're right. No, but the hit's around 56, right? Joe DiMaggio with 56. Rosario again swings at the first pitch. Somebody stop. Can somebody, for the first pitch of this guy's at bat, just take the bat away from him? Like, just take the bat. Have Rosario walk up to the plate with no bat. He's got a better chance of getting a ball than he does than getting an out. God. So, 2 outs now. 2 outs now in the top of the 7th. Ramirez up. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Runner on first. This would be a prominent moment for him if he could hit a 2-run dinger and give us a 3-run lead back. Come on, man. So, 1-0 to Ramirez. Burke making quick work of the Guardians here in the top of the 7th. And that is fouled out of play, 1-1. Little bit of a shift on, I guess, for Ramirez, as the second baseman is pretty much up and down with second base. The 1-1 pitch after Burke checks the runner at first, and that is swung on. That is going to get down for a single, and that is going to have Kwan go to third, and runners are at the corners with 2 down here, and maybe we can get some insurance runs back. And a nice piece of hitting there by Jose Ramirez. Just really fights one that's up or in and gets that into short center field. Kwan, who was running on any contact there with 2 outs, easily gets over to third base. And that is going to put runners at the corners. And Burke, I think, is going to be talked to here in the mound. Let's go. Brothers to hit home run in same inning. It looks like if Al's still in here, it does look like they have done it before. BJ and Justin Upton did it twice in Atlanta. Cal and Billy Ripken did it in Baltimore twice. Hank and Tommy Aaron did it. Lloyd and Paul Warner did it. And, maybe those weren't with the same teams, though. I don't know. Nate, dude, I would take either of those. I would take any championship. First pitch to Naylor, and that is going to be a stolen base by Ramirez, but it's most likely catcher indifference, really. So a base hit scores 2, and Naylor takes a first pitch ball, I think, on the outside of the plate. They fake the throw down a second. Nothing doing. Let's go, Naylor. Come on, buddy. 2-0. No, I'm sorry. That first one was a strike. It's 1-1. I guess they're gonna call that a stolen base. I guess they are. Nate, I would sit through a lifetime of being itchy if I could see a Browns win a Super Bowl. Sure, man. 100%. That's off the plate. 2-1. I would give eyesight. I would give my eyesight. I would watch the rest of any baseball, hockey. I would listen to the radio for the rest of my life if I could get a Browns Super Bowl. That's what I'm willing to trade. But little do you know, I love listening to the radio. By the way, they're just going to intentionally walk Naylor here. Bases loaded. It's a smart move because the man coming to the plate is Mr. Overpaid, overcompensated, and overrated Jimenez. With the bases juiced, 2 outs, top 7. He's 0-2 for the day, and that is going to be swung. Why do we swing on the first pitch? Why are we constantly swinging on the first pitch? We are the most impatient team of all time, and he flies out to left field. Absolutely, why are we swinging? I'm so sick of repeating myself with that, guys. Every single game, when we have runners in scoring position, there is absolutely no patience at the plate. None. No patience. Oh, it's stretch time here in Arlington. I know, Chris. You know, the more I'm thinking about it, I don't give a shit we signed this guy for a long-term contract and we kept him around. Get rid of him. I'm done with it. I am done with Jimenez. Would I give up any access to internet, anything requiring electricity for your life for a Browns Super Bowl? Probably not for my life. Probably not for my life, because I'd like to listen to sports for my life, but I'd give it up for a year. Nave, I'm telling you, man, I'm going to be 40 years old here in a couple months, and I'm going to tell you something. When you've gone 40 years, and I know I'm speaking to the choir out there for people who have been out there much longer than I have in this world, but I can only speak about myself, and it's been 40 years without any Super Bowl appearance. And I'm sure there's people that are on their deathbed as Cleveland Browns fans, and all they want is to win. Just see a Super Bowl, man. Just see a Super Bowl. So, yeah. There's very little things you could put in the chat that I would not say yes to at least for a year. Oh, I love how Jimenez, with bases loaded, gets out, and then Bailey Sports, literally in the middle of the 7th here, jumps to Jimenez, walking it off against the Oakland Athletics. Okay. I understand. There's got to be something with the Cleveland Guardians organization and Bally Sports in which they're like, listen, anytime Jimenez looks shitty, please make sure you remind every viewer that he had a walk-off versus the Oakland Athletics. 15 years, that's a drop in the bucket, my young son. A drop in the bucket. All right. Well, we go bottom 7. Here's the good news. We have the lead. It's 4-3. We have the lead. Here's the bad news. Cleveland Guardians, bullpen, still having to pitch the rest of this game. We are going to get a new pitcher. It is going to be Sam Hentges. Not quite honestly who I would have brought in. I would have brought in De Los Santos in this situation, but what do I know? 4.24 ERA for Hentges, 22 strikeouts, 10 walks, 225 batting average for opponents. So, buckle in, folks. It always gets exciting. Always gets exciting. When I was 15 at 1998, we didn't even have a team, Nave. It was even dimmer. It was dimmer. The lights were off. There was no team. They packed up. They left. They weren't even in Cleveland. We got a little delay here as the video guy, who's got a very strong limp, making his way down the third baseline. Now, the only thing you can't do is give up a walk to the leadoff hitter, and of course, Hentges starts with 1-0 count. That was the middle of the 80s, Nave, and I was a baby, so I don't even remember that stuff. 1-0 pitch, and there we go, 2-0. So we're right on pace with what Eli Morgan did when he came in the 6th inning. Fantastic. Marcus Semien, 0 for 3. And we're not giving him any pitches to hit. 2-0, down low, 3-0. What the fuck are we doing? Come on, man. I swear to God I'm going to lose my shit if this guy walks on 4 straight. The 3-0 to Semien. Not even close. Not even close. I don't know why I still have 2 outs up. There's 1. There's none. And a runner on first. Runner on first. Second time in a row the bullpen has come in and given up a leadoff walk. And last inning that run scored. You just cannot do it, man. You just cannot do it. First pitch finally gets a strike on a foul pitch there to Seager. You know, here's my question. I understand you got some lefties here, but Sandlin was wheeling and dealing there, and he got a strikeout and a flyout. Why not bring that guy in for one guy and see if he can't? I don't know what TEO's decision-making is. 0-1 pitch. That's taken into center field deep. Straw back! Off his glove! God darn it! Come on! It's going to score the runner from first. And it's a double. And I can't with this fucking team. Absolutely with this team. What are you doing? I have never seen more shit from a decision-making than we have this season. It's a 4-4 ball game. And there's a runner on second now with nobody out. Absolutely cannot deal with this shit. Miles Straw, it goes off his glove. To be honest, he had forever to run, and he just didn't take a good path. I'm not going to put all the blame on him. I'm going to put some of this blame on Hentges. And now we can't throw a strike here to Nathaniel Lowe. It's a 4-4 ball game, bottom 7. We had a 4-0 lead in this game. And again, our bullpen is absolutely blowing it. And that's down low. Get this guy out of the fucking game. Oh my gosh. . 2-0 to Nathaniel Lowe with a runner on first. Or second. It's a rare mistake by Straw, but it was absolutely crushed. There's a ground ball single. That's going to score the winning run. No, they hold him at third. So runners at the corners with nobody out. And let's be honest, the only run that's in is the one that he allowed with a 4-pitch walk. Tito, come get this piece of shit. What? Yeah, this guy is so bad decision-making. I would have more confidence in fans making decisions on who should come out of the bullpen than I would Tito this season. And listen, I love Tito. Big fan of him. He's done a great job in Cleveland. He's out of his gosh darn mind. Absolutely out of his mind this season. Hey, guess who they're bringing in? The guy that I said they should have gone to in the first place, De Los Santos. I mean, can somebody from Cleveland organization just put me on their payroll? I'll give you a quick phone call in between innings and tell you who needs to come in. Good Lord. It absolutely is, Nave. Absolutely is. I can't stand this team. I can't stand this team. Oh, thank you, Lagertillo. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, if you guys haven't hit the subscribe button, please make sure you do so. If you haven't smashed the like button, give me some sympathy likes at least. I mean, good Lord. Good Lord. What is going on? Right? What is going on? This team just cannot be trusted ever. Cannot be trusted. Oh, guys, killing me. Killing me. What do we do? How do we fix this? I mean, I really think tonight's all about decision making from the manager. I mean, I just don't know what we do. Tomorrow, join us, 11:15 a.m. Eastern. We're going to do, I got a live stream soccer betting show with my buddy Ian. So Ian and I will be live at 11:15 a.m. Eastern time right here for our 4 best soccer bets. We'll be talking MLS, CONCACAF Gold Cup, and maybe a little bit about the Women's World Cup coming up. So, De Los Santos is in. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, dude. What is De Los Santos? Let's go, buddy. And what do we got going on now? De Los Santos, who just came in. It's an automatic ball. It's 1-0, and he hasn't even thrown a pitch because he took too much time. So 1-0 count now to Garcia, and now it's 1-1. Oh, De Los Santos, buddy. Just get a strikeout. Do me a favor and keep this game at 4s. One time, keep it at 4s. The 1-1. Swung on and missed 1 and 2. Let's go. Let's go. Billy Joe, man, I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. It's Tito tonight. It's absolutely Tito. De Los Santos, that is going to be a single, and we're now losing. I fucking hate this team. I'm done. I'm done with this team. And actually the only thing I care about most is I gave it away as my Patreon pick, and it's going to end up being a fucking loser tonight. Runners on first and second after a 4-0 lead. After a 4-0 lead. Why did you take Civale out? Ridiculous. Bottom 7, Jung is up with nobody out still. Can I just preface that? 2 runs in, 2 on, nobody out. All right, Nave. Have a good night, man. I don't blame you. I popped a sleeping pill. I'm ready to go to bed. 0-2 pitch to Jung coming up. And why I'm so frustrated is because do you guys really think our offense can come out and score runs? I don't think we can. Thanks, Nav. You too, buddy. You too. 0-2 pitch. There's a strike 3. So 1 out finally. 1 out, runners on first and second, bottom 7. Oh. It's just disappointing. This team just constantly disappoints me. There's a pitch as a strike to the 6-hole hitter, the catcher there for the Texas Rangers. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button. 8 likes away from 20. If I can hit 20, maybe I'll feel a little better tonight. But, God, this team. Five 5-4 ball game. Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers. 0-2 pitch coming up. See if De Los Santos can get back-to-back strikeouts. And that is in the dirt, 1-2. If we somehow can get out of this 5-4, I mean, I have a little optimism that maybe we'll nick like a home run or something and tie it up 5-5 and go into one of our patented extra inning games that we seem to do quite often here on live streams. But at the moment, I don't have any confidence we're going to be able to keep it at a 1-run ball game. That one fouled off. We'll do it again here at 1-2. If you're coming in, you haven't missed much from the Indians. The Guardians. They haven't done anything since the top of the third when Bo Naylor and Josh Naylor hit two-run homers in that inning to give the Guardians a 4-0 lead. What you have missed is Tito Francona not knowing what to do as a manager in this game, taking Aaron Civale out after 5 innings of just 79 pitches, and he was sort of cruising, and the bullpen has now given up 5 runs. And let me rephrase that. They have now given up 6 runs, as there is a devil, and here comes the 7th run, and I am so sick of this shit. God, this team kills me. It is 7-4 on a 2-run RBI double. Absolute bullshit. I don't know what to do with this team. Have no idea what to do with this team. Oh, guys. If you're coming in, smash that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Because this is what you're going to get at least, 15, 20 more times this season during my live streams. You're going to get absolute BS the whole time. And I know I wanted De Los Santos and I got him and he sucked. The whole bullpen sucked, but you know what? The steamroll of it has started with Civale not being in the game. Yeah, Texas is going to win, Hugo. Hey, it's not a problem, man. If you were going for Texas, it's cool, buddy. I don't really care. I don't take anything. There's 162 games. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, we forget about this one and we go on to the next. We got, I think Cody Morris is out there in the bullpen warming up. Whatever. Let's just throw anybody in tonight to see if anything sticks. It's now 3-1 to Jankowski, who's 1-2 on the day. Got to hit his last time up. De Los Santos will throw his 16th pitch of the inning. He'll also be the 4th bullpen pitcher in the last 2 innings. And Jankowski will foul that one out of play, and we have a full count. Oh. Well, I think I'm just going to go make some bets on the late night to deal with my pain. 3-2. And timeout there by De Los Santos. So 3-2 pitch coming up. The way this inning's going, you would think that he's probably just going to walk him and we'll just continue to have the Rangers bat in this one. Still only one out. 3-2 on the way. It's outside. And my premonition was correct. And now there's runners on first and second with the 8-hole hitter coming back up. So Carl Willis thinks that talking with De Los Santos is going to do something. Quite honestly, I would just maybe put somebody out there who's a starter, and just to get the bullpen out of this game. Oh, this is irritating the crap out of me. Oh, what are we gonna do, guys? What are we gonna do? So, Carl Willis finishing up talking to De Los Santos. We need a double play ball. I mean, we're in real trouble. We're in real trouble right now. Oh, so here we go. De Los Santos. Swing and a miss by Duran. 0-1 to him. Just get out of this inning, man. I know I just said this with 1 run, but 3 runs is still doable. You get 2 runners on and a 3-run shot. I mean, you just cannot give up another big hit. In the dirt, 1-1. I'm trying to be the guy that has a glass half full tonight. I really am. Really am, guys. It's just so hard to do when what in front of you you're seeing is happening. The 1-1 to Duran. Ooh, I thought that was going to go down the left field line. It ends up being foul, wide of third base. And it's 1-2 to Duran. Come on, baby. Get out of this inning. We got to start putting guys away 1-2. That's another problem. I've been talking about all year how we just cannot put these guys away. The 1-2. Inside, 2-2, and the trend continues. So, 2-2 pitch. And we get a batter timeout right before De Los Santos was about to toss it. It looks like that kind of irked De Los Santos, but still, a 2-2 pitch upcoming to Duran, the number 8-hole hitter. And the 2-2 on the way. Got him! Strike 3. There you go. De Los Santos K's Duran. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And now, the number 9-hole hitter and the 9th batter to bat here in the bottom of the 7th will come up to the plate. In Tavares, who's 1 for 3 with a double in the 3rd inning, 295 on the season with 10 home runs. It's quite a bit there for the 9-hole hitter, and 40 RBIs. It's probably why they're in first place. Fouls this one out of play, and it's 0-1. Come on, guys, let's go. Get me a win tonight, somehow, some way. Epic comeback, maybe? Let's go. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Right in there for a strike. It's 0-2. Let's go, De Los Santos. Come on, baby. Let's go. De Los Santos checks the runner at second. looks into Tavares. Sets and delivers the 0-2. Down low, 1 and 2. Come on, baby. One time. 1-2 pitch, ripped down the right field line. It's off the wall. That's going to score 1, possibly 2, and nope, 1. They got the second runner, so that is going to be... they're going to look at something here. I might have to turn this up and see what happened. 1 run's in. It's an 8-4 game at least. I think they're claiming that Bo Naylor was blocking the play. I guess they're challenging that, but I think he's out. But 1 run did score. 1 run did score, so gosh darn it. It's 8-4. I mean, luckily they got the second runner and they end the inning and we go to the top of the 8th. But I mean, Jesus, the damage was done. 6 runs. They are going to challenge this. Listen, I'm going to put top of the 8 because if it's still the bottom of the 7th after this challenge, that means it's a 9-4 ball game, and I don't have any energy to do that. So let's just hope we go to the top of the 8th. I don't know, guys. I'm talking to you right now because I don't know what to do with this team. I don't know what to do. You know, I watch a lot of baseball. I really do. I watch a ton of baseball. Every time I'm watching the Guardians, I'm always watching kind of like the MLB network where they, kind of do an MLB, a roundabout during the 7 o'clock hour. I don't see any teams do this on a consistent basis like we do. So let me ask this to the chat. Would you rather be a good team, let me rephrase that. Would you rather be a mediocre team? Hold on, here's the call. Yeah, runners out, top of 8. Would you rather be a mediocre team who does this shit consistently? Or would you rather just be a bad baseball team where you don't have to do this consistently because you're always losing before you even start winning games? And quite honestly, I would take the latter. I think I'd rather be the Royals or the Tigers or the, who else is bad? The Oakland A's. I think I'd rather be those teams than be the Cleveland Guardians when they pull this shit. I just don't have the patience for this anymore. By the way, guess who's coming in? We're going to see Aroldis Chapman, if you remember him for the 2016 World Series or 17 World Series, whatever it was, 17. Oh, man. Killing me. 6 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. All right. Well, let's see if we can get something going. Honestly, I'd just rather be a bad team than be a team that plays this way. And let's go to the out-of-town scoreboard. We haven't done it in a while. Let's see here, because I need an update on the Twins. Baltimore 3-2 mid-8 over the Miami Marlins. Boston 8-3 over the Cubs. Colorado 4-2 over the Yankees. LA 2-0 over Houston. Minnesota 2-1 over Oakland, end of 2 there. Detroit 2-0 over Seattle. St. Louis 1-0 over Washington. Then we got finals all around the league. The Braves blank the White Sox 9-0. Milwaukee blanks the Reds for the second game in a row, 1-0. The last game obviously was before the All-Star break. Toronto 7-2 over Arizona. Pittsburgh lost 6-4 to the Giants, and San Diego puts a hurting on the Phillies 8-3. So that's your out-of-town scoreboard. The Twins, we'll keep an eye on them, but What can we do as an offense? 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Guardians. 8 runs on 12 hits and no errors for the Rangers. So 1-0 pitch coming to Josh Bell. And we just baby steps with this team, man. We need baby steps. Just get a runner on and we'll take things from there. And you got a guy up there who can be patient, who does lead the league close, or doesn't lead the league, but is close to leading the league in walks. Chapman 4-2 with a 2.23 ERA. He played with Kansas City, then got traded over to Texas. I think that's a great pickup, quite honestly, with Texas. And Josh Bell just took a 9-iron and unfortunately swung and missed. Because what he actually needed was a sand wedge. Josh Bell swings, fouls this straight up in the air. And I guess it is going to stay in play, so it's not a foul. And the first baseman will take care of that. And there's one quick out here in the top of the 8th. Oh, absolutely pathetic watching this team. The only nice thing we get to see right now is maybe in the 9th inning. We'll see, yeah, we will see Quan in the 9th, and we'll have a chance to hit our streak bet. Down low, 1-0 to Brennan here. Brennan, who started the game batting over 300, has now dropped down to 266. And you might ask yourself, how did he go far down? Well, it's because his at-bats is very few and far between, and he's 0 for 3 on the day. He takes a strike there. It's 1-1. What's up, Mr. King? Yeah, I mean, what's new, man? What's new? Strike 2 to Brennan, 1-2. Yeah, what's new, man? It just seems like we're always down and out. I might get the if we could get maybe a run or two this inning, I might get the rally cap going for the 9th, but we're down 4. It's very hard to get the rally cap going. Chris, I'm so sad. So sad. But hey, I mean, worst case scenario, we're going to end up being half a game back of the Twins. So, like, it sucks losing because we're losing opportunities to honestly, become a better team and push away from the Twins, or at least keep pace with them, as a ground ball out there is the second out of the inning. But in the scheme of things, we are only going to be, even if the Twins win, only a half game out of first. Yeah, the Jays had a great 7th inning. It seemed like the Jays had a great 7th inning, and the Guardians had a shitty 7th inning. So really 7th innings tonight, big runs being scored. 8 unanswered is a little ridiculous in my opinion, Chris. Especially since all 8 were given up by the bullpen. You just can't do that. You just can't do that. Again, I'm going to watch the post-game show and figure out why Civale was taken out after 5 innings with 79 pitches, because I want to know. If you guys are coming in, smash that like button for me if you haven't already today. We're 6 away from 20, which is amazing considering how bad the Guardians have been tonight. Thanks, Mr. King. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. 1-2 pitch coming up to Straw. Two outs, top 8. And the catcher needs to run out and get on the same page as Chapman. The Yankees, yeah. I stopped betting on the Yankees. They are a team that screws me, Chris, almost every time. They're one of those teams. Like I have a couple like no bet teams, and I might state them here in the middle of the 8th. 1-2 pitch swung on and missed in it. We will go to the middle of the 8th very quickly. So bottom 8, 8-4. Cleveland's going to only have 3 outs remaining. The Tides have quickly turned, as it looked like the Rangers might have to bat in the bottom of the 9th for most of this game. No, Cleveland's only 3 outs away. So let me talk about when it comes to teams that I have really stopped betting on kind of a personal level. I hate betting on the Orioles. The Orioles seem to always screw me. And let me preface, I don't bet on the Orioles over-unders anymore because they seem to always screw me. When I take the over, they go under. When I take the under, they blow over in like the first 3 innings. So I've kind of stopped doing that. I personally don't like betting Yankee money lines anymore. Every time that I bet Yankee money line, it seems like they struggle again tonight. If you were on the Yankees, 6-2, bottoms or end of 7 there. They only have 6 outs, 2 at bats left in that one. I rarely will take the Astros anymore. Again, with that team, I just never know what I'm getting. Let's see, what other team? There's not too many more. I'll take... I think the Mets might end up getting my list for the rest of this season only because I just never know what's going to come out of their lineup. I mean, today, I knew the Dodgers were going to put up runs on Verlander and the bullpen of the Mets. But I don't understand how the Mets don't put up any runs on Urias today. I mean, that guy's so bad away from home. He has over a 7 ERA. So I just don't get it. What else? Oh, the White Sox. That's the last team. I don't touch the White Sox with a 10-foot pole. Just can't do it. Just can't do it. What's up, Billy? What's up? Yeah, Chris, I hate that with certain teams. I really do. Billy, man, in the top of the 9th, if we score 1 run, I'd be surprised. But quite honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we give up another 6 runs to the Rangers here in the bottom of the 8th, the way our bullpen's been going tonight. They've already given up 8 runs. And I guess we're just gonna stick, we're gonna have Cody Morris in now. First pitch strike to Simeon. Yeah, the Angels, yeah. 10-foot pole, man. 10, absolutely. So, bottom 8, and Cody Morris on the second pitch is going to get Simeon to fly this one out to Straw. That one he does grab. And there is 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. This one, I think, is going to be one you're going to want to forget if you're a Guardians fan. And honestly, again, sticking around. I'm not sticking around on the live stream. I'm sticking around before I go to bed to figure out what Tito was thinking. The good news is I can already tell my sleeping pill's kicking in, which means I will get a good night of rest and relaxation to wake up and put out my free pick video tomorrow and do our soccer live stream at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time. The 1-1 to Seager. He's going to lift one deep to right field. That's way back, and that is the exclamation mark on this bullpen. It is a 9-4 ball game. An absolute shit show for the Cleveland Guardians bullpen tonight. I mean, that's just what it is. And there, thank you. I got the alert on my phone. It says shit show. That's all it said from the Guardians app. Jeez, come on, man. Oh. Whew. It's killing me. Really killing me. Hey guys, speaking of tomorrow, remember I got my free pick video coming out. On Saturdays it usually comes out around like 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time. But I do want to throw in the chat. This is going to be a new channel. It's going to be a sister channel of Grandstand Betters. It's called Edging a Win. I just threw that in the chat. Please subscribe if you like soccer, or as they call it around most of the world, football. Appreciate it, yeah. Yeah, Chris, it wasn't good tonight. Yeah, I just can't believe the Mets didn't score any runs. I did not believe Urias 7 ERA away from home, and he shuts out a Mets offense that needs to become better. So they just didn't get the memo. Also, a little ominous in the first inning. I knew it wasn't going to win. Nemo hit a home run, then it got called back to being a double with nobody out, and they couldn't get that run across. And you just kind of had the writing on the wall. It just wasn't going to happen. The Dodgers also left a ton of people on base. Just an absolute, let me pull up their stats. It's 2-2 now to Lowe here with 1 out and 1 in. If you pull up the Dodgers game, just a ton of people. I think it was the right bet. The Mets only left 4, but the Dodgers left 8 guys on base. So 12 runners in the game were left on base. And we were only 3 runs away. So I think I was on the right side. It just didn't work out tonight. 3-2 pitch coming up to Lowe. 1 out, 1 in. 9-4 ball game. If you're just joining us, it hasn't been fun the last couple innings. 3-2 pitch. That's going to be a double down the right field line. And this night's never going to end for the Guardians. Oh, so a 1-out double by Lowe, who I think's 3 for 3 or 4 for 4 tonight. I can't remember what it is, but he's having a great game. I think he's a triple away from the cycle. Chris, man, I know. Hey, first off, Stephen Kwan can still get it tonight. He's going to come up in the 9th inning. He's got 1 hit already. He could get a 2nd hit. So we're still alive with Stephen Kwan tonight. Yeah, he'll be up. Stephen Kwan's still good. He's still alive. We still have the streak bet alive tonight. But here's the difference. The streak bet for me, it's just a fun thing. I literally, and you probably know this, Chris, but I literally say in my streak bet, are we going to hit 14 in a row? Absolutely not. We're just not going to do it. It's so hard. And the reason it's so hard is because if you see other people out in, the sports betting niche on TikTok or YouTube trying to do a streak challenge, do you know what they use? They try to do parlays of minus 400 people, 400 bets, and they try to do 3 or 4 of those to make it even odds. I think that's so boring. Let's pick one guy at plus odds. So it's super hard. It's crazy that I think we got to 7. By the way, there's a fucking I can't. Pack it up. Pack it up. Start packing it up, folks. If you have something to do tonight and you were watching the Cleveland Guardians game, who cares anymore? It's 11-4 after a shot to deep center. It's 11-4. 11-4. And they were all given up by the bullpen. Every single one of those runs given up by the bullpen. Oh, that's awesome, Chris. I do that. You know what? I do that every day. I put $3 actually on a 3-person home run parlay, and usually it's. But I always pick guys that are plus 700 or more. So 3 plus 700s. I did win one a couple weeks back. Most of the time I get 0 or 1, but I did win one a couple weeks back that paid off. I don't know, it was $1,900 or something like that. Pack it up, it's done. It really is. It is done. Josh Jung is up. Just go deep, man. Who cares? Just keep pouring it on. There's a... Oh, I really was wishing that would go fair. It was about 1 foot wide of the left field line. This is embarrassing. This is absolute embarrassment. sick of it. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'll be honest with you guys. When I watch this shit, it just doesn't make me want to live stream these guys anymore. Just does not make me want to live stream. If Monday's like this, I might have to take Tuesday's live stream off. I'm gonna get like heartburn watching this team. Oh. Live stream the Jays. Speaking of which, let me check my calendar. I did set up a content calendar for the rest of the year. Let me check as there's strike 3 and the second out of the inning is finally recorded. Let me check out if I did do a Jays game. Hold on a second. I am. Hey, Chris, August 8th. It's a Tuesday. I'll be live streaming the Jays. Guardians, Blue Jays. I will be live streaming it for sure. Ha ha! That's great, and I should do it. There's a drive to deep right field, and that one is gone. And it is 12-4. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, my God. What are we doing? 3 home runs. 12 runs given up by the ball. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? This is just awful. Let me paint you a picture. It was the top of the 6th inning. Civale was just dealing. He had a little trouble. He had some trouble, but he got out of it, and he kept the shutout intact going into the 6th inning. And there's going to be a single to left field. I mean, you know, Cody Morris just sucks, number one. And if his face is basically a meme at this point. This is so bad. If you guys are coming in, we're 4 likes away from 20. If there's any sympathy likes out there, send them on in because this is just crazy. Oh, sleep pill, dude, it's starting to knock me out a little bit. But the anger is counteracting the pill. The anger is counteracting the pill, so I'm just, come on, let's get this done. So my sleeping pill that I take takes about, like, I don't know, a good 45 to an hour. I thought I took it at the perfect time. And my wife went to bed, so I wanted to make sure I grabbed it before she went to bed. But anyways, this is just ridiculous. The one thing you will notice about when I do take my sleeping pills, I get a little loopy. So, you're in for a show. Oh, let's go. Bottom 8. Hey, man, Chris, have a good night. I'll try to get a bitter pick for tomorrow, hopefully. But who knows? I mean, we are kind of due to go on a bad losing streak, but I'm not going to have that mentality. We'll bounce back, hopefully, with a winner. 1-0 pitch coming up. Strike 1, 1-1, 95 mile an hour by Morris. This is a piece of shit game. I'm more interested in the Houston Astros LA Angels game, to be honest with you. Off the plate, 2-1. They are, man. They are. It's okay. When I go to sleep, I just forget about them, and then I repeat the same day the next day. It's like being in Groundhog Day. And now it's 3-1 to the 8-hole hitter, Miller, who's pinch hitting here. And that's foul out of play, 3-2. This would be the greatest comeback I've ever seen since the Indians came back against the Mariners down 12 runs. And it's going to be hard to have a comeback if we never see the top of the ninth, because he's going to walk now. The 8-hole hitter. Get him out of the game, Tito. Well, Cody Morris finally gets out of the 8th inning. 4 more runs scored. We're down by 8. We'll go to the top of the 9th. The only thing, honestly, I really hope that happens in the top of the 9th is I hope it's 1, 2, 3, and we can just all go to bed and just forget about this game. $500 on that home run? Awesome, man. Awesome. Here comes your eyes. All right, I'm getting tired. Let's go. Let's just end this game. It's so bad of a game, man. So bad. If the next 71 games are like this, it's gonna be a long second half of the season. A very long second half of the season. Oh. I'm just texting people. I'm just texting my buddy of mine. I'm telling him, just pack it up, man. Stop watching the game. Oh, all right. So we go to the top of the 9th. The only thing I'm concerned with is a 1, 2, 3 inning. Let's get out of Dodge. And, yeah. Let's see if we can end this. The night started well. Bo Naylor, 2-run homer. Josh Naylor, 2-run homer. Both in the top of the 3rd. And you thought the Guardians were sitting pretty with Civale going 5 shutout innings. But then Tito makes the decision to bring in the bullpen. And what happens from there is absolutely just clownish. 12 runs in the from the 6th inning on. 12 runs. We're going to see the only reason I'm paying attention is if Quan can get a hit, our streak pick of the day will be a winner. Jose Leclerc comes in. And it is 1-1 to Naylor. I thought that was kind of low. Maybe Naylor will up his strikeouts to 20. Let's see. The 1-1 pitch to Naylor is swung on. And it's a bloop job. And it's going to get down for a single. And look at Naylor. 2 hits in the ballgame, including a 2-run home run. And here we go. All we have to do is score 8 runs. Let's go, baby. It starts with 1 hit. You got to get the first hit before you can get the last. Steven Kwan, 1 for 3. Let's get a hit, man. Let's get this streak. Come on. I want this streak. If I'm not going to get the Dodgers-Mets over, I want the streak. He smacks one that could have been a home run, but he just was in front of it. Gush. Good Gush. Good God, that was drilled. So, 0-1 to Kwani. That is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-2. That was there, but I really think it borderline. He hasn't called that pitch all day. 0-2 pitch coming up to Quan. Runner on first is Bo Naylor. That is in the dirt, 1-2. Come on, baby. Just get one single. You want to make up for this 12-4 deficit? Just give me one little single. Come on. Stephen Kwan. The 1-2 up high. That's going to get Naylor over to second. Look at this. Getting Naylor into scoring position. Nobody out. Don't call it a comeback. I don't know what happened there with Leclerc. I don't know if the ball slipped out of his hand, but it went about 15 feet over the catcher's head. So Kwan's got a 2-2 count. The set by Leclerc and the delivery. Outside, 3-2. Should we start getting... I'm not going to get excited until bases are loaded, nobody out. At that point, I will 100% get excited. 3-2 pitch. Kwan swings on ball 4 and pops it up. And it is going to be caught by the center fielder. And there goes our streak bet. There goes our rally. And there's one out here in the top of the ninth. Solometa Rosario is going to be up. Runner on second, it's Naylor. That's up high at 95, and it's 1-0. In there for a strike, 1-1 at the knees. Not really sure about that one either. I would disagree with that one, 100%. Swung on. Nice job of hitting there to stay alive. 1-2 for Rosario. Oh, all right. The 1-2 to Rosario. 1 out, 1 on. Top 9. Down 8 runs are the Guardians. And that is up high, 2-2. Well, it was a good night with everybody. We hung in there for about 6 innings, and then the wheels fell off. And Rosario's going to strike out, and we're down to our last out. So, it's going to be in the hands of Jose Ramirez, who had a bloop single his last time up. And we'll see if we can't keep some sort of rally going. But I can't remember the last time somebody scored 8 runs with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Though I do remember one game, I believe it was the Angels, way back in like 2000 and, I want to say 12 or 13 they did it. The only reason I remember it is because I bet against them and got screwed by them. There is a strike at the knees. It's now 0-2 to Ramirez. We're down to our last strike. It has not been a fun evening, and I assume Ramirez, who I think we had a stat that he hasn't, struck out looking in a while, it'd be just easy for him to do that, but he rips one down the right field line, just foul. And we'll do it again at 0-2. So, 0-2 to Ramirez. Bo Naylor at second. Nobody cares about him over there. In fact, they could have, I don't even know. They might have pinch ran for him. 0-2 pitch. Coming to Ramirez. Up high, 1-2. Just get this over, man. There's no reason to drag this on. No reason. The 1-2 to Ramirez with 2 outs in the 9th, and it's 2-2. Come on, just throw a strike and end the game. So Ramirez stands in, 1 for 4 on the day. 2-2 pitch upcoming from Leclerc. And that is a ground ball to third base, who is playing him shaded at shortstop. That will end the game. That is going to do it for what was a shit show for the Guardians and its bullpen. And I am getting out of Dodge with this game. What a bad game this was for Cleveland. Guys, thanks for joining me on Friday for this, whatever you would call it. And you know, I'm going to sit here and off air, and I'm going to watch the questions that are asked to Tito. And I hope the journalists ask the pressing question from the Cleveland fan base, and that is, quite honestly, why was Civale taken out after 79 pitches? So we'll circle back on Monday. I'll be here for a live stream on Monday and Tuesday at 7. I think it's 7 o'clock Eastern for both days as we take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. I hope on Monday I'm coming in and we're at least within striking distance of the Twins in first place. But who knows? We might get swept here by the Rangers. They have a good offensive team. Thanks again for joining me. Have a great rest of your evening. As always, sit back, relax, enjoy the start to your weekend. I'll see you tomorrow with another free pick, a live stream, 4 best bets of soccer at 11:15 a.m. Eastern here on my YouTube channel. But I want you to enjoy the weekend and don't work too hard. Have a good one.